La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. Sempre un amabile, leggiadro viso, in pianto in riso e menzognero. La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. E di pensiero. E di pensiero.
Welcome to the Whatever Dating Talk podcast. We're coming to you live from Isla Vista, Santa Barbara County, California, every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. I'm your host, Brian Atlas. I'm joined by my co-host, Kiki. She's a bit shy. Few quick announcements before the show begins. If you can drop a thumbs up to help with the algorithm, drop a little thumbs up, guys. And this channel is viewer supported, so please consider sending a super chat throughout the show. I will read super chats $10 and up. All super chats will be displayed in stream overlay. For a $500 super chat, maybe it's a big ask, I don't know, I will immediately go and quickly shave with this trimmer in a style of your choice. And I will keep it for the rest of the stream. So if you drop a $500 super chat right now, I'll do it. Mud and chops.
Please, someone do it.
I'm sure you guys are creative. You can think of some other style. So, you know. Anyways,
we like that.
any style you want. $500 super chat. We've got channel memberships, Patreon merch. Eric, if you can go ahead and pull up. Thank you. Yeah. Memberships. If you hit that join button, we've got 6 different tiers. Tier 1, Tier 2. Right now there's a promo going on. So Tier 1's just $2.50. Tier 2's $5. And we got Patreon merch. All the links are in the description for that. If you become a member, we will shout you out during the stream. You get a bunch of cool perks too. We're also streaming to Twitch right now, twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow. Help us get to 1,000 followers on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, you can also sub totally free with Prime sub. Also, the streaming quality is way better on Twitch. Also, please support my nonprofit organization, the American Network Against Labiaplasty, or anal for short. We empower women who may feel self-conscious or insecure about their labia. You know, it's unfortunate, right, Chase, that women get shamed if they have a large labia.
It's incredibly unfortunate, Brian.
Deeply unfortunate. So, to the point that they consider undergoing a dangerous and unnecessary surgery. So DM me at whatever and I'll talk you out of getting it. Okay. Hashtag all labia matter in the chat. And lastly, actually, hold on. We got a couple more. Sorry, guys. Any of our regular viewers, we need help with timestamps during the show. So Eric, that frees up Eric a little bit from having to do the timestamps. DM at whatever on Instagram if you're down to help out. Last thing, as you guys know, if you want to bring it back center here, Eric, or actually here, we can go ahead and do this. I'm a philanthropist. If you go to Santa Barbara City College or UCSB, you received any petty alcohol or party-related fines like open container of alcohol, under 21 possession of alcohol, maybe you're throwing a party, you got a noise citation, DM at whatever on Instagram a photo of the citation and a story of what happened, and you may be selected to have your fine paid for in full by me.
A man of the people.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
So, without further ado, we're going to have the guests introduce themselves. So please tell us your name, age, occupation, and/or school major.
My name's Emmy. I'm 18. I'm a full-time student at SBCC, and I'm a communications major.
Hi, I'm Ari. I'm 22, and I just graduated from UCSB with a degree in psych and brain.
Hi, I'm Asal. I go to SBCC, and I'm a full-time student. My major is criminology.
Age?
What is it?
Oh, criminology.
Criminology. Gotcha.
Yeah, and age 18.
My name is Jordan. I'm 21. I currently go to SBCC, and I just switched to a nursing major.
Zack?
Yeah, my name's Zack. I'm in the military, and
Age?
22.
Okay.
Yeah.
My name's Tanner. I'm 26. Full-time, I do executive protection. Part-time, I'm an infantryman in the California National Guard and own my own firearms training business. It's a side gig, and I'm a major in general education.
My name's Chase. I'm 27. I'm a professional photographer and brand consultant, and I'm not in school. Also, what's up, Entertain Me? I see you, bro.
And Zach, what branch of the military are
Marine
you in?
Corps.
Okay, Marine Corps.
Marine Corps, yeah.
Semper Fi. Okay. So everyone's Instagram is in the description. Show them some love. Give them a follow. And I want to go around the table once more here. So current relationship status, longest relationship, and are you on a dating app?
So I actually just got out of a 2-year relationship. So that was my longest, and then I'm on Tinder.
My longest relationship was 1.5 years. Currently single, and I'm on Tinder and Bumble.
Never been in a relationship, currently single, and I've never been on any dating apps.
Longest relationship was about 2 years. I'm currently not on any dating apps, and I'm single.
And longest relationship, probably 5.5 years, and I'm in a relationship now.
Longest relationship was 2 years, and I'm in a relationship, not on any dating apps.
Longest relationship was 1.5 years. Currently single. Was on Tinder. Complete waste of my time.
Not based.
Applied to, I signed up for, there's a new dating app called The Right Stuff for conservatives.
I saw that one. Yeah.
Might be a Fed honeypot, but I signed up for it. We'll see if I get accepted.
Okay. And so, Chase,
What's up, bro?
on the previous show, you mentioned that you were on Tinder swiping in Norway, or what was it, Sweden?
It was Copenhagen and Stockholm.
Okay. Are you still doing that, or have you moved on from?
I am not still doing that. It was
Okay.
interesting for like a week, and then I got over it.
Sure. Got it.
You didn't get lucky, I'm guessing.
I did not get lucky. No,
So,
No women got lucky.
it's
Yeah.
true.
and have any of you been on Seeking Arrangements? Anybody?
I did put my email in it one time, a really long time ago, but nothing came out of it.
You put your email, so
Or like however you sign
you
up.
created an account.
Yeah.
What was your username?
I honestly don't even remember.
Was it like SB Bunny 70?
I think it was honestly when I was in like high school, so I don't really remember.
High school?
Yeah,
Is that the Sugar Daddy website?
Yeah.
It's the Sugar Daddy.
Were you looking
website.
for a
What?
billionaire sugar daddy?
I just wanted to see if someone would send it without me having to do anything.
just like free money?
No, yeah.
Mm.
They were like, "Oh, what's your number?" I'm like, "Next, never mind." So,
But you didn't get any money.
no.
And then on this side of the panel, has anybody?
I've heard Zack is currently looking for a sugar daddy on Seeking Arrangements.
That's correct. Yeah, I have no idea what a seeking arrangement even is. So sorry, I can't.
It's like a dating website where you can set up arrangements, kind of sugar daddy, sugar mama. There's probably like one sugar mama on there, probably.
Have you ever been on Seeking Arrangements?
I have not.
That's a lie.
Why is that a lie? No, but I've thought about recruiting women for the show.
What?
On like creating an account to recruit women to come on the show, because I bet they have a lot to say.
That'd be interesting.
I should
I
try
know
that.
someone.
You should ask her if she wants to come on.
She doesn't live around here.
Rip. Okay, so last thing real quick, going around the panel, if you're comfortable sharing, political orientation and if you identify as a feminist.
I'm a registered Democrat, and I would say I do, to an extent, identify as a feminist.
Exactly the same.
The same.
Actually, the same.
I'm a Republican. I do not identify as a feminist.
I'm an independent, and I do not identify as a feminist.
I'm a right-wing extremist, and I do not identify as a feminist.
Did you rush the Capitol?
I
What was it
I
called?
did not. I also disavow.
Oh, okay. He disavows. Okay. Good times. Okay, so you're a right-wing extremist. No, but you're more.
I'm
You're
very,
Christian
I'm very
conservative.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a Christian conservative.
Okay,
yeah.
and are you?
Which
you're,
is considered being a right-wing extremist
Exactly.
nowadays.
And you're also a raging feminist.
Raging feminist.
Raging feminist. Okay, got it. For me, I'd consider myself center left, and I do not identify as a feminist. I consider myself an egalitarian. So that should make for an interesting panel. So first question I have is apparently yesterday it was National Boyfriend Day. So my first question is, why are y'all single?
The men here are trash.
Wow,
Yes,
I take
queen.
offense to
Yes,
that.
queen.
I'm kidding.
We should go into that though. Why are the men here trash?
They're cheaters. Everyone's a cheater here. Everyone. I've not met a single loyal person, girls and guys.
You're bisexual.
No.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not. I'm not. I'm
dare
just
you
like
assume
my
that.
friends. Like I don't know.
Do you live in IV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, but
Yeah.
let's come back to you. So why are men trash?
Maybe not all men. I just haven't really. I feel like
Most men.
I don't really have like a distinct like, oh, I like this type of guy, like this kind of hair, this kind of style, whatever. I think like a lot of people that come to Santa Barbara or just like in this area kind of more having to like have a good time, and even if you try to make it more than a good time after like a small period of like maybe a month or two, it just kind of crashes down to the same like, oh, it's not really like going to work out. They're not looking for anything serious. That's been my experience. And I've lived here, this is my 3rd year here. So yeah.
What are you looking for?
I personally do want a relationship, but I don't think right now is the right time.
Why?
If I met the right person, then I would. If it checks all the boxes, then yes.
What are your boxes that need to be checked?
Goal-oriented, ambitious. I honestly like a competitive personality. Like, if you're not very competitive, I don't know. I like competitive, I guess. Very family oriented. I feel like if people like aren't really family oriented, I feel like that's kind of a red flag for me, just because I'm super family oriented.
Are there any physical requirements on your list?
Even though I may be like 5 feet tall, nothing less than 5'10". Nothing like that's just like even though I am 5 feet tall, right? Imagine somebody that's only like 5'4". I would look like I'm in a middle school relationship. That just looks so weird.
R.I.P.
You know,
5'4"
like-
dudes.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Not gonna make it.
No,
NGMI.
that's not gonna work.
So, okay, you think that men here are trash. And
Not all men, maybe most.
Okay.
Not all.
So I want to ask the rest of the women, because a few of you seem to echo a little bit what she said. Do you agree with that sentiment?
That men are trash?
Sure.
I would say for the most part, yeah.
Is this a blanket statement? Like just generally men are trash? Or
Yeah,
men,
just-
men here.
Just general, men are trash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? You need to articulate why.
Why are men trash?
Just because they're men, honestly.
Just because they're
Just
men.
because they're men. I don't know. I just feel like they just are most of the time.
You see how far the termites have spread and how long and well they've dined.
Okay, but so why? Give us some reasons.
Yeah, give me some qualities. What makes men trash?
I would just say like disrespectful, selfish, for the most part.
Do you think it's disrespectful to call men trash?
Do you think it's disrespectful?
I think it's a little bit disrespectful.
Okay,
Would you
then
think it
I
was
guess yes.
Would you think it's disrespectful if I said women are trash?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
So, are you respectful? Would you
I think I am.
to men?
Yeah.
Even if they're
Except
trash?
that's that trash statement, but
What would make men not trash? How can we make men great again in your mind?
Make men great again, 2020.
I don't know. I think
What'd you say?
Nothing make men great again, dude.
I think it's like more of like personal experience. Like you come across someone who kind of like goes above and beyond. Sorry, like your perspective on people. So I think I'd need like a really great man to kind of like be like, oh yeah, men aren't trash. You know?
Do you
So
think
would
you're a
you
great
say-
woman?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a great woman, but
But you'd want a great man?
no, I didn't say that. I just said like that's what I would need to like change
That's what
my
she needs to change
perception.
her
Okay.
perception.
Yeah.
Would you say if you met the right guy, he would have to prove that he's not trash to you?
No, I think like most of the time when I meet someone, I give them the benefit of the doubt. Like I'm not gonna assume automatically they're trash, but just like personally, over the course of my life, my like general consensus would be so far men are trash.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you met a great guy who had those qualities that you're describing, do you think your experience with that one great guy would change your perception of men in general? Do you think you'd still consider men trash if you met that one great guy who wasn't trash?
I don't know. I think if anything, it might be skewed a bit. I don't know if it'd completely change it, but it might get a bit more positive.
Do you have a father?
Yes.
Is he trash?
I'd like to not answer that question.
Do you have a brother?
So that's a yes. That's a yes.
You don't have a brother?
No.
Any male cousins or anything?
I have like one, but he lives in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Is there room for a lot of improvement in your relationship with your dad? And maybe how he treats you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think... So I used to think that women were trash based on my experiences with some of the women in my family. And that was something that took me a while to get over. Do you think that your perception of men has been colored by your relationship with your dad?
I definitely think it could be. I haven't like really looked into it that much, but like hearing it, I'm like, yeah, probably.
That's fair.
Do you think it would be sexist to say that women are trash? Would that be a sexist statement?
No, because I do think that there are women that are trash, but not
Well,
all
sure,
women.
there are both men and women who
Both,
are
yeah.
trash. But to broadly say that men are trash or women are trash,
I did correct myself. I said the men in Santa Barbara, specifically.
that's a decent amount of men there.
Not generally speaking, because I know a lot of great guys, just not in Santa Barbara.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
to her point, like a lot of the dudes in Santa Barbara that are in your guys' age demographic are complete fuckboys that just want to run through as many chicks as possible, aren't looking for relationships. Seen a lot of dudes I knew when I was in college break a lot of girls' hearts. So, it's a thing here.
There's lots of guys in Santa Barbara, but there's very few men, for sure.
Facts.
Yeah, I would say that.
Cheers to that.
I would
bro.
say
would
that there's
say-
a lot of more pretty women than there are attractive men here as well.
Do you guys agree with that statement?
Yeah.
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 There's more pretty women than there are attractive men.
Yeah.
So you're talking looks.
Yeah, looks wise.
That's interesting because I've heard girls on previous podcasts that you've done say there's a lot of attractive guys here.
Well, is that because women grade men more harshly when it comes to look than do men grade women harshly?
I think it's type.
I think women. I think men grade women harshly. Like they think it's like a build a woman whenever they want somebody, like a girl or something. Like they want a specific type of body, they want specific color hair, and it's just something they want to change a person into.
Do you think they just have like a preference that they'd rather stick to?
Well, like
Is there anything wrong with that?
there's anything wrong with it. It's just as long as you're like being respectful. But when they get to the point where it's disrespectful and rude, then it's
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I think in general, women grade men far more harshly on physical traits than men grade women. So,
Yeah, like you said earlier, you want a guy that's at least 5'10", so pretty much 6 foot, right?
wait,
But if I like,
5'10".
wait.
I'm
least a little
small,
bit.
so I don't know. I just think me being small, and if there's a guy that's maybe 5 inches taller than me, that just looks a little childish because I'm so small.
do you think it's a little childish to have a height requirement for your dating?
I'm not saying well, I don't know.
She's allowed
I
to have her
just am
preferences.
I guess,
saying
yeah.
it's
There's
a
nothing wrong
preference.
with
There's nothing wrong.
Would
She's
you
allowed
rather
to
have
have
a
she's
girl
allowed to
that's
have her
tall?
preferences just like we're allowed to have our preferences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Like
fair.
how you most likely would want a girl to be a little bit shorter than you, or I don't know. Some
Yeah, I feel
people like
intimidated,
some
for
people.
sure.
Some guys like girls that are around the same height. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a preference for height.
Yeah, like I would want a taller guy. I'm 5'10", so I would want a dude that's taller than 5'10".
So wait, it's okay to have a height preference, right?
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's fully okay to have a height preference.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question for you. Would you take issue with a guy who has a weight preference? So a guy who says,
No.
I don't want to date a woman who weighs more than 120 pounds.
No.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
But I do
fair.
want to
That's a good
talk
point.
about the looks thing. So you guys said that there are more attractive women than there are attractive men. So really quick, like of the percentage of men that you see either on a day-to-day basis or on dating apps, what percentage of men would you say you find attractive? They don't have to be the most attractive, but that you would binary say yes or no, this is an attractive person. What percentage? And we'll start over here with you.
Wait, can you say that again?
Okay. Of the men that you see, what percentage of them would you say you find attractive?
Probably like a little bit below 50%. A little bit below half.
That's fair.
I think like, I don't know, it's hard because like to be like find someone attractive is one thing, but like to be like attracted to them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's a total.
Leave
Yeah.
that part out of the equation.
Just physically attractive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like 30%.
Okay, fair.
Wait, can you repeat the question again?
What
We're going to have
percent
to
of
hide
men-
the chat if
What percent
people keep fucking reading. Okay.
What percent of men that you see on a daily basis do you find attractive?
Like,
Before you answer that, just to address the whole chat thing, you guys are free to read chat, but do try to focus in a little bit on the conversation.
It's
okay,
very
guys?
distracting. It's very distracting.
So if you want, glance over, but do try to pay more attention to the conversation. Go ahead.
I think like 40%.
I honestly think less than 10%.
Less than
I
10%.
feel like that's
Less
the most
than
realistic
10.
answer.
Yeah.
Realistically, okay,
Realistic.
if
Like
somebody
to your
says
For women,
Like to
in
your
terms of what they
preference.
find
to
attractive.
my preference,
okay.
and like I don't generally like I said before, like I don't have like one specific type or whatever. If you say that you think 50% of people are attractive, then every other person that you're walking by is attractive. And it's like super rare in my day-to-day basis, like while I'm at school, work, hanging out with friends, or even like out of the club, it's like super rare that I'm like, oh my gosh, that person is really attractive.
By the way, I just want to make it clear, it's not this is the most attractive person I've ever see. It's just a
like
binary.
it's
Are they attractive?
Yeah.
That could be decently attractive to like, whoa, showstopper.
yeah, like decently to
Less than 10%.
really, yeah, I would say less than 10%.
And you live in Isla Vista?
I
Okay.
lived in Isla Vista last year, but I live downtown Santa
You go
Barbara.
to
That's
UCSB or?
No, I go to the CC.
CC. Okay.
Huge upgrade.
Yeah, I could only live here for 1 year.
Yeah.
It was good for me.
Okay. And then I'll open it up to the guys here. What percentage of women do you guys find attractive? Start with Zach.
I would say close to less than 10% for me, honestly. Just based on looks alone. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Just on looks alone, I would say it's around 10%.
All right.
I would say just like general out anywhere, probably like 10%, but specifically in Santa Barbara, probably like 25%. I think there's a lot of attractive people in Santa Barbara, for sure.
Yeah, like here in Isla Vista, it's probably like 25%. Santa Barbara at large, probably closer to like 15%. But
Really?
there's
Wow.
there's
a lot of young people.
lot of hot girls in Isla Vista. I'll tell you that.
I was gonna say it's like for me, like 80% of the women in Isla Vista I see, I think are attractive. 80%.
Well, we probably have different.
You guys have higher
standards.
standards than I do.
Yeah,
apparently.
taste.
Anyways, so okay, we kind of got off track a little bit there. So, and I don't know if you guys had anything you wanted to add to the whole looks thing or the men are trash thing, if you wanted to continue with that. But the original question was, we're talking about National Boyfriend Day, which was yesterday. So I was asking why you guys are single. So we're gonna just go along here. So why are you single?
Because I don't want to be in a relationship right now.
You recently got out of a long-term one, right?
Yeah.
How recently was did you get dumped?
A month ago.
You got dumped?
Yeah.
Why?
He thought
That's a
I
good
cheated on
question.
him.
What's that?
He thought I cheated on him.
Did you?
No.
Is that
What-
an honest answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did he think you cheated on him?
I don't. He was just. I think he was projecting. To be honest.
Were you
I
spending?
think he cheated on me
Were you spending a little bit too much time with one of your guy friends?
with one of, or no. Well, I mean, well,
hold on,
he
there's
got. He
something
was.
there.
He was. I don't know. Okay, maybe yeah, but.
All right, go on. Like, what was the story there?
It was just one of my coworkers, but that nothing happened, so I can say that. But I think he cheated on me before, so that's why he broke up with me. Right?
You think because he did it?
Because he did
he
it,
knew
and
what was in his own heart, and he projected that onto you.
Yeah, and he lives a floor below me now.
That's awkward.
Yeah, it's bad. So I think he broke up with me because he wanted to be single, and he wanted to be in Isla Vista and be a single man and hook up with people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys were dating for how long again? 2 years?
2 years.
2 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was, you said, a month ago?
That was a month ago. Yeah.
Can you turn your microphone, push it a bit that way? Perfect. Wow. Okay. So.
Got to show off Zach's massive upper body.
Yeah, I was trying
They're
to
talking
give
about my
Zach a little
neck,
space.
dude. The MRE neck. That's what they're doing.
Dude, you have your neck is the size of 2 human necks put together.
Yeah, I
Look
know.
at Zach's neck compared to my neck, dude. This is ridiculous.
Can you flex it?
A little bit.
Shit.
I don't know. I was born with a big head, so like I gotta keep it stable.
Jealous. Wait. So okay, you broke up a month ago. So have you had a rebound?
Yeah.
Okay. Good times.
Yeah. It's been fun.
Cool,
I like
cool.
being single.
So why are you single?
I know it sounds like super basic. I've just been working on myself. I was kind of talking to someone. I broke that off earlier this week just because I realized I wasn't really ready for a relationship, and I kind of like being by myself right now. So just living the life.
Hey, respect to working on yourself.
Thank you.
There's nothing wrong with that. I know it sounds basic, but people need that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't like being with someone is like great if you're like fully there and in it, but
Yeah.
like if you're not, then like I don't want to put someone through that. Like I know I'm not ready, so yeah.
I would say it's not basic at all. After I went through a pretty heartbreaking breakup when I was 19, I spent years working on myself, and I think it's a worthwhile endeavor. I think there's this like pressure here in the area to like always be hooking up with people or be in a relationship.
Yeah.
I think that's toxic. So
Yeah.
props to
Well,
you.
it's also like I'm on like dating apps, but it's also not something I want to force either. Like, like I'm like down to meet people, but like I'm not gonna be like, oh, like I have to have a connection with someone. Like if it happens, it happens. Like it needs to be natural anyways. So
Yes.
yeah.
I agree.
I'm single because I think it's because everyone, like almost all guys, are interested in hookup culture, and I just don't want to be in hookup culture. I don't think that would satisfy me. And
Based.
I like that.
Very
That's
based.
awesome.
but it's
Wholesome
just-
girl.
But I would be open to if like there's a guy that like I'm talking to, we're friends first, and he's like we have a connection, and he does want a relationship and not just a hookup, then I'd be interested in that.
Are you talking about the 6'5" basketball player that you talked about last show? Or the last time you were on?
What?
Why you don't look at me like that?
Were you talking to a 6'5" professional basketball player?
No, I think he's a college
Oh.
player.
College,
Right.
yes.
You don't want to talk about that? Did he see the show?
No, he didn't. Thank
Oh,
God.
okay.
But I am seeing him soon. But yeah.
You're seeing him soon.
Yes.
By the way, so last show we talked about, given that he's 6'5", given that he's a college athlete, is he D1?
Yes.
Okay. So are you okay sharing him with other women?
I mean, we're not in a relationship right now, so he can
Okay,
do
you
whatever
don't-
he wants. Yeah.
So you don't care?
I mean, I do care, but I can't do anything because we're not together. So
But you're seeing him soon.
yes.
But you just said you're not a fan of hookup culture.
I'm not, but like if that's
Isn't
what
that
he
a
wants to
hookup?
do, but I can't like really. I'm not seeing him as in like we're just gonna be talking and
Talking?
Yeah, and hanging out.
Hanging out.
That's not what he's thinking. But
Okay, why are you single?
Wait, hold on, real quick. You said you've never had a boyfriend?
Never had a boyfriend.
Interesting. Okay.
I think because when I said earlier, like my longest relationship was 2 years, the person that I was dating, it was kind of like on and off from like 8th grade to like my senior year of high school. And I only saw like that one person. And then after that, I honestly went celibate for almost 2 years. And then I moved to Santa Barbara, explored, kind of like figured out like I'm not into like one, I don't know, like I used to only find like one kind of like person attractive or like go for like a typical type, but since then like I have definitely grown out of that. And like I used to also be on dating apps and stuff, but I'm not anymore just because I feel like it's kind of fake in a way. I think like the whole swiping thing, like people mentioned earlier, I don't know, like I would never really swipe right a lot of the time, like to like match or anything. Like it was always like left for so long. And then I don't know, every once in a while there'd be like, okay, this guy's kind of cute. And then I would never like meet up with anyone on there, and I'm like, So I would always like go back and forth with re-downloading it, downloading it. I don't know. I think that I really want to try to meet someone like authentically, like in person, and kind of have that kind of a thing. But I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hard to answer. Like I just haven't really met somebody.
Just hasn't happened yet.
No, it just hasn't happened yet. No.
Okay.
Should we open this up to the guys? Why you guys single?
Did Zach say he was single?
I'm not single.
Oh, you're not single?
I'm not single.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we don't need an answer. We don't need that, right, Chase?
Whatever.
Unless you want to answer.
I mean, I'll just say like I'm single because I'm looking for my wife, and I have very high standards for what I want in her, and just haven't found it yet.
And because you're still waiting until marriage, correct?
Yes, I'm still waiting until marriage. It hasn't changed in the past 6 weeks.
What do the girls think about that? He's waiting until marriage. Thoughts?
How old are you?
respect that.
27.
27.
Yeah. I wasn't previously waiting until marriage, but the events of 2020 changed my mind. I'm a Christian, see a lot of biblical prophecy happening right now. I want a very strong Christian wife, and there's not a lot of Christian women in Santa Barbara. And of the small pool that there is, haven't found what I'm looking for yet, so yeah. What do you think about them apples?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I respect that because, like, before coming to Santa Barbara, I was waiting until marriage. But after a certain something, like, you know, I think I'm going to go back to that and also wait till marriage and wait for the right person because it's just a waste of time when you're just talking to people or, like, trying to date people who, you know, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. You said you were waiting for marriage. Was that for religious reasons?
Yes.
For Islam or Christianity?
Christianity.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said you're no longer waiting for marriage?
I wasn't doing when I came here.
Okay.
And then, like, I did, like, some things happened, but after that, because I was doing it for religion reasons, but now I want to do it for myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep waiting for marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, if you find a guy that you're attracted to, you're not going to have sex with him until marriage?
Well, like, that's why, like, before I came to Santa Barbara, I was waiting till marriage. And then, like, when I came here, I kind of broke that with somebody. But then I'm like, it didn't feel, like, good. I don't know how to say it. I was just like, no, there's no connection there. So it was just pointless. So I'm like, I should probably go back to waiting till marriage. I think that's the best choice.
Okay. Let's say you found just, like, the best dude. Like, you're really attracted to him. He's totally husband material, but he doesn't want to wait till marriage. Would you have sex with him before marriage if you wanted to?
No.
You'd make him wait?
If he likes me enough and cares about me enough, then he should wait.
It's extremely based.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers. Props. Any thoughts on that, Brian?
That comment.
What?
King Kidding something. She was going to hook up with the 6'5" guy she's seeing again soon.
Oh, is this true?
What?
If this basketball player, you met up with him and he wanted to smash, would you still say no?
Yeah, like we're just really good friends, you know.
Wait, but didn't you guys hook up? I mean, you said it last stream,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was talking about.
That was the guy you were talking about?
It was just not that guy, but like another guy after him. Okay.
A different 6'5" basketball player?
No, he wasn't like, he was just a normal dude that I met, and it was just like a one night stand, and I didn't like that. But with my friend, the basketball player, it was actually like, because we have like a connection and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's looking for a relationship, so we're just gonna keep it like just friends.
Why didn't you like the way that one night stand made you feel?
Because like it's just, I think I did it just to kind of for him. I don't know, because like there was no chemistry there, and we were just like both not in I wasn't in a good state of mind, so I just kind of regretted it.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels cheap when they happen.
Yeah.
In my experience.
They do.
Yeah. Straight up. Yeah, I had one or two of those when I was in college, and I just felt like dirty afterwards. Just not a good feeling.
Feels like empty.
Yeah.
Word. Okay, so I want to do a couple super chats here really quick, guys, and then we'll get into some more questions. And we do have some videos to react to. So let me see here. All right, we got Devon Jackson with the $10 super chat. I love the smell of misandry in the morning, or sorry, in the evening rather. Red flag. If you guys don't know what misandry is sort of the flip side of misogyny. So if misogyny is the hatred and contempt of women, misandry is the hatred and contempt of men. And I believe this is in response to the men are trash comments. So I'll touch on that really quick. We'll come back to that really quick, and then I'll do a couple super chats here. Devon Jackson with the subsequent $10 super chat. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Good to see you back. We need a wrap it up button, Chappelle style. Tired of all this waffling and not making a point. Let me see if I got this on my soundboard. Hold on. I got a couple Chappelle ones. You know what? I was thinking about putting it on, but I got... Okay, that's not going to do it. Okay. Well, there you go. I might add that to the soundboard, Devon. And Glabus LA, good to see you back, man. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Chase, she wasn't waiting for marriage, but she will now after she met you. LOL. She obviously wants to be your wife. Go.
We're so back.
Okay, apparently Glebus is shipping you two, so he's shipping you guys. So okay, I don't know.
They're trying to set us up. They're trying to set us up.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, I want to really quick. I want to touch on the men are trash thing because I don't think we really fully finalized that. Was it you who said men are trash?
Okay, yes, but
It was both of them.
I said in Santa Barbara, not as I did correct myself.
This is true.
I would say location plays a big part.
It's still
I think location does play a big part.
Still kind of a... Don't you think it's a bit of a sexist thing to say? To say men are trash.
Specifically in Santa Barbara.
Wait, do you consider yourself a feminist? Did you say?
Not fully, no.
Okay.
I wouldn't say.
Based.
I think that a lot of people get it twisted because it's like I'm not like an activist feminist. Like I'll go to protests here and there. I think that all women should have rights and be able to have an abortion when they want and things like that. But
do you think we should end women's suffrage?
Okay.
I'm kidding.
so I'm like,
do you know what that is? It's
never been asked that question.
I know it's a super random question. It's the right to vote. It's a funny question because people think it means like suffering.
Yeah.
And so women will be like, yeah, I think we should end women's suffrage. It's okay.
So it's supposed to be a trick question.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but so I guess the whole men are trash thing, are you guys talking in a dating context or are you talking broadly societally? Societally? Is that a fucking word?
That's a good word.
It's a
society.
I guess I would,
It's a great word.
I don't know, like the dating around, I don't know, dating.
Men are trash.
Culturally, like right now in Santa Barbara.
Okay, do you want to come in on this? Are you talking dating wise, or are you just saying
Just all men are trash.
I think I don't know. I guess probably more so dating wise, just because I said like if I had a great partner, then they can maybe skew my perspective. So like my personal experience thus far, pretty trash like. So it's just easier to like collectively say men.
Let me tell you
And I
something.
guess-
Keep working on yourself. Become the greatest woman you can be. Settle for nothing less than a great man. I believe you will find him.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, you're welcome.
so?
And he will change your mind about men.
Fingers crossed.
Wait, so okay, just to clarify here. So you're saying men are trash more so in the context of a dating context?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you bear some responsibility for the men you've chosen? Because you've chosen them, right? So
I mean, clearly I'm not the best at picking, but
Have you had trash boyfriends? They're all watching right now.
I think
Pick your words carefully.
I don't know if it's like, I mean, honestly, like there's been like negative parts, which I guess comes with any relationship, but like I've learned a lot about myself. I mean, definitely some trauma, but it
So
is what it
basically,
is.
you've had trash boyfriends.
Your words, not mine.
My words. I will own them.
what is and maybe we can have all the girls answer this. What is one thing that you've done wrong in a relationship?
Heavy hitter.
No, I'll say. I'm honestly really bad at like confrontation and communication. I tend to isolate myself, so I know that definitely makes situations worse. Because if I had just addressed an issue, then like it could have been solved. But instead, I kind of back away, and then like things just get worse. So, yeah.
I guess hanging out with my coworker when I'm in a relationship.
Hey, I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, that's it.
For me, on why, like, if I think men are trash, like
No, like a red flag.
a red flag. Oh,
What have you done?
Yeah, what
What have you done wrong?
In a relationship.
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Well, she's never had a
I've
relationship.
never had a
so,
relationship,
yeah.
but I could say maybe I do have some red flags. But I think,
What are your red flags?
Septum piercing?
100%.
I'm teasing.
everyone
not.
always goes for the piercings. I think some of my red flags is that I could be nonchalant sometimes, and I guess I should care more, because then the other significant other is going to think that I don't care about them or anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
And one thing you've done wrong in a past relationship?
I think doing too much. Like,
What does that mean?
Like giving
see,
too much?
I'm a too giving person. Like I will.
That's not a bad thing.
I think like to myself it's a bad thing because
You let people run you over?
yeah, like I kind of like well always like at the end of the day like I'm gonna if like somebody's like, oh, I need this, or can you do this for me, like for some reason, like even if like this person like or a boyfriend or whatever has, I don't know, I feel like it's a red flag to always keep giving when it shouldn't be given.
But I don't think any of your previous partners would say she was too giving. Like they wouldn't
Well,
say
my
this is
last-
what she did wrong.
My like ex-boyfriend and I, we didn't have a toxic relationship, so I don't really know what I would say as a red flag.
Well, just one thing you did wrong. I mean, the relationship ended, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
something on maybe not that one, but the previous relationship. If you can't think of anything,
I
no
honestly
worries,
can't
not a
think of
problem.
anything.
Moving on. Devon
What's,
Jack.
I want to know, what's something you've done wrong in previous relationships, Brian?
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm perfect. No, let me see. Something I've done wrong. Refuse to go down on her?
Oh,
Is that wrong though? I don't
Immediately
think
dumped.
that's wrong.
If you guys were with a guy who refused to go down on you, would you be like pissed about that?
I think it would depend if he's expecting me to give in that situation, but won't isn't willing to go down on me, then I'd be pissed. But if he's like I don't want it, you don't, then I'd be like, okay, at least it's like mutual.
So in response to that, I want to redirect it to Brian. Brian, I know you don't like or want to go down on women. Would you, if you were with a girlfriend, would you want her to go down on you?
Yep.
There's a double standard there, ladies. Do you have a problem with that?
I think he shouldn't expect a girl to go down on him if he won't do the same for the girl.
I agree.
Or at least try. You can
Or at
always
least
learn.
try. Like, she could teach you.
Was she just like incredibly unhygienic or what?
That's what it sounds like.
No, I have not gone down on a girl since the Bush administration.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
So that's like what, 2007, 2008? It's been a minute.
Was that
That's a long
was that an
time.
intentional joke, the Bush administration, or is that a serious statement?
Is it? Well, it is a serious statement, but it's kind of a pun. But no pun intended.
Yeah.
No pun
Okay.
intended. But yes, it has been that long. Just not a fan, to be honest. I think everyone has their sexual boundaries, and everyone's free to like certain things and dislike certain things. But I don't think that's something I did wrong in a relationship, because I was justified. I was righteous in that one. But
So I'm curious for Tanner and Zach, what's something you guys do wrong or have done wrong?
It's impossible for me to do anything wrong. No way. Couldn't be me.
Tanner's perfect. Dude.
what about that?
Tanner, you want to go first?
What
I
about-
just did.
I would say, honestly, probably, I definitely had a problem with communicating at first, expecting her to be a certain way. And then through a lot of work, I definitely have been able to, at least transmit, my, like Chase said, having high standards and everything on how, the woman acts and everything. But just definitely communicating that to her, because she could have no idea. That's probably something I would
It's a
do.
fair answer. I actually want a serious answer out of you.
I guess probably being super brazen, just my way or the highway. Just super assertive. I guess not very empathetic, as people would say. That's probably
Slightly
one thing as well.
psychopathic.
Oh, very psychopathic. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Patrick
just go
Bateman is
completely
literally
off
you.
the walls at the slightest inconvenience. Not actually, but yeah, I guess really just lack of empathy, I guess you could say. Just my way or the highway. It's just absolute. So, yeah.
What about you? What are your red flags?
Mister.
Mister.
Yeah.
I would say I can be insecure to a fault in relationships. Insecurity is something that I've struggled with in the past. I think other than that, I'm pretty much perfect. So, just kidding. But I'd say that's the biggest red flag, ma'am.
I would say I'm a shitty texter. I'm slow to respond to texting. I don't really like texting, so I think my big thing is probably, if you want to break it down, would be communication, because I'm a shitty texter. In person, I'm good.
I would
But,
agree with that. I'm the same
texting,
way. If I'm
I'm
texting
not a
about something
texter.
serious with my partner, I immediately want to call.
On that topic, Zach, someone's been asking for your next OnlyFans.
I saw that earlier. I was just gonna.
By the way, whatever has
It's already
acquired onlyfans.com/whatever. So Zach, if you're down for a collab on the whatever OnlyFans, we'll take a couple
Yeah, let's
snaps
make it
after
happen.
the show.
Dude. Let's make it happen. Let me get a pump first. Jesus, not just right off the bat.
Devon
Bro,
Jackson.
your neck is perpetually pumped, dog. If this is not pumped, I want to see what it is after a pump, bro.
I'll show you, dude.
We got
Sign up for my
Just
sign up for
tree
my
trunk
training.
neck.
We
dude.
got a super chat here from Davon Jackson. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Good to see you back, man. My name is pronounced Davon. My bad, man. I'll try to remember that.
Damn it,
By the
Brian.
way, love the show. Chatting for the almighty algorithm. Hey, thank you, man. Much appreciated.
Yeah, shout out to all the chat chads.
Yeah, and by
You
the
guys
way,
are awesome.
just a reminder here, $500 super chat. I will shave my beard, mustache, whatever, in any style you want. I'll go shave it, and I'll keep it for the rest of the show. So just a reminder there, guys. So we got a chat here from M1 Garand. Would any of the girls date a guy who legally owned a firearm? We can do that one really quick. Would you date a guy who legally owned a firearm?
Yeah. If it's legally obtained, yeah.
I'm going into law enforcement, so I don't mind it.
You're going into law enforcement?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be a
Like-
cop?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, shit.
SWAT officer?
Oh shit.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm gonna be a cop. I'm gonna be a cop and then something higher, hopefully. But I wouldn't mind if they have it legally.
What county would you work in?
I think back in San Diego, because I lived in San Diego, so I would probably either go back there or LA.
Okay.
Dago County. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess legally obtained, yes, not illegally.
Okay. Cool.
Would we? Are you looking at us?
No,
Would we
it's just
date
a
men
plus.
with firearms?
Yeah.
I was anticipating maybe the women, since they're Democrats, to not be so
Are you all Democrats?
thrilled.
Yeah.
I think they
Yeah.
all said they were Democrat.
Honestly, like men who don't own guns is not worth dating them. Like any man should like
what?
train with a gun. Not worth
Yeah.
dating them.
Oh,
I
Well,
agree
it's
with
also
that.
Not worth
just
dating.
like in your own home, you want to feel safe if anything were to happen. So,
I mean, for
At the
me
end of the day,
personally,
I don't
like
know.
I would prefer them not to have a gun. I think
Yeah.
there's other ways for self-defense than owning a gun. But I wouldn't like if I was seeing someone and I was like dating them and they're like, oh, like I have a firearm and it's like registered and everything. I'm not gonna break it off because of that.
but you would prefer, maybe I should reframe the question then. Would you prefer a partner to not have a firearm?
Yeah.
mhm.
No.
No.
Okay.
I think I'm like trying to. I don't know what. I think I was trying to say yes or no. I'm confused now.
Thinking about it too hard.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it too hard.
Would you prefer he has one or doesn't have one?
At this age, I'd prefer if he did not have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said you'd prefer a guy who does self-defense using other methods. Are we talking like with his
Oh,
fists?
not like not like that. I just mean like I think a gun is a bit extreme. Like if like because most people would argue like for a legally obtained firearm in like a circumstance of self-defense. Like if someone breaks into your home, like most people would argue for that. I'm just saying like I personally would prefer a different. I don't know. Like,
Let's say you find a great guy.
this great
Question
guy. I'm
is,
like,
do
where
you-
is he?
He's coming. You find a great guy. He wants to marry you. You
Okay.
guys get married. Would you prefer he defends you against home invaders with a gun or with his fists?
It would depend on what the home invader has in his hand.
You can't decide that.
Yeah. I don't
Like
think
that is
so.
not up to you.
You never know.
Or if
You
there's
never
more
know.
than one. If there's more than one.
There's 5 home invaders. All of them don't have weapons. They're ready to throw down with their fists against your husband. Would you prefer he has his hands or a gun?
Hands.
You don't want. He's
I
gonna
don't
get
want
the
them
shit-
dying
he's
if
gonna
they're
get the
just
shit
coming into
kicked
my
out of him.
house.
What if after they kill him they want to rape you? Wouldn't you want him to have a gun in that instance?
Whoa! I didn't think they were gonna kill him.
Well, I mean they're home invaders. If he's gonna
That
fight
doesn't.
them,
Just because you invade someone's home doesn't mean you're gonna kill him.
Have
Your
you ever
property.
been in a fight?
No.
Have
Do
you
I
ever
look like I
tra-
can fight?
Have you ever like trained jujitsu or like anything?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if it's 5v1 and he's
Go
doing
do that.
if he's defending your home and he only has his fists and he actually wants to defend you against them, like they're gonna beat the shit out of him, maybe kill him. You know, you'd want him to have a gun in that kind of situation. You
I
want him to be
just-
able to protect you.
To an extent, I don't know, but like I just
You don't want him to protect you that much, though.
To an extent.
to an extent, I don't know. Like
She wants to be somewhat safe, but not totally safe.
exactly. I don't know. I just feel like guns are just a bit extreme.
They're very extreme.
There's a lot of extreme
I just
people
feel like
out there.
people
Yeah.
really but like people just shouldn't have them.
Look, I'm pretty
Oh,
biased
people shouldn't
because
have them.
like I mean all 3 of my jobs that I have, my own business that I have, like I literally train people like how to use firearms. And like I'm telling you guys, if you want somebody that is like traditional, like as a man, which you should be like working out, training martial art, you should be training with firearms.
Speak closer to
Gotcha.
Mike.
And yeah, like every man should own a Glock and know how to use it really well. Like I'm telling you, if you have a guy who's
Emphasize
like,
on the know-how and everything else, because I feel like
that's
if-
why I have a training business.
Yeah, no, I think emphasis on that is like it would be different if like the guy, you know, the man is trained to know how to use a gun, registered to have a gun, things like that, just because I feel like a lot of people can get a gun without it being like registered and things like that.
Okay.
Do you know what that means? Are you familiar with the California Gun Registry?
I'm just saying, it's pretty, I feel like, you know, I think it's pretty easy for a lot of people to get a gun just due to all of the school shootings that have been a big thing.
Do you know what steps you have to go through to buy a gun in California?
No,
There's a lot.
There's
Look
a
into
lot.
it. Yeah.
There's a lot.
I'm just making a statement.
It's fair. Yeah, I think it's a good thing for mentally stable men to own guns and be trained in self-protection and self-defense. And I think you would not want, your husband squaring up against 5 dudes solely with his fists.
The thing is, though, like, the likelihood of 5 people, like, invading your home is so small.
Happened a couple years ago down the road from where I live. I live a couple miles away from here.
Yeah, but, like,
There were
statistically
3
speaking.
But
I think there's like 1 million home invasions in the U.S. a year, something like that.
that's
But, like, how
crazy.
many homes are there in the U.S.? Like, if you,
Well,
like,
there's a
gave a
lot.
percentage to that, it'd probably be pretty low.
But
Well,
still.
there's 300 what is it, almost 330 million people in America. If there's a million home invasions a year, that's like a 0.3% chance, and that's like a little bit of a high chance.
Yeah, but then again, how many of those are, like, 5 people invading a home?
So
It
that,
could
that
just
story
be one.
that story that I was telling you that happened a couple years ago, a couple miles away from here, there were 3 invaders. Each of them had illegally purchased rifles when they did the home invasion. So that's a situation when you'd want a gun.
I just feel like that's such an extreme circumstance, though.
If you want to roll the dice, that's your choice.
I'll roll them then.
She's rolling.
Did you say you live in IV here?
No, I used to,
You
but
used
I
to.
live in the Bay now.
Okay. Because I know when I lived here for maybe 3 months, and there was home invasions down the block from me almost like every weekend. When people would party, people would come in and start something with them and then steal their computers and stuff. Whether it be, like a homeless person or anything that doesn't have a gun, still they're not mentally well. So they happen more frequently around here if you guys do live around here.
Did you say you think people in America shouldn't own guns?
I think there's, like...
Are you in favor of repealing the Second Amendment?
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of guns personally. It's just too easy to kill someone with that, and I think a lot of people abuse the power, even if it's legally obtained. Wow, sorry. So I think there should be less. I don't really know, like, taking away the Second Amendment necessarily, maybe refining it. I don't know.
What would that look like, refining it?
I
Should
do
we move
not
on
know.
maybe from
Yeah.
just to try to bring it back to the dating talk, but I do want to plug Tanner's business if that's cool, Tanner.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Tanner, you have you do firearms training, right?
I do firearms training in Santa Barbara. It's Adamas firearms training.
Check it out, guys. Go support. If you guys want any firearms training here in Santa Barbara.
It's spelled ADAMAS.
It is. If you guys just have, even for free, if you have questions about firearms, gear, training, anything like that, DM me on Instagram, just trained by Adamas, and I'll answer you guys' questions for free and help you out.
Logan Paul here has a comment. Tanner would do well in Los Angeles just being some rich gay dude's boy toy.
Thanks,
from
Logan Paul.
Logan
Wow.
Paul. Okay. Do you have a response to that, Tanner?
Don't swing that way.
Okay. Logan Paul with the comment there. Stifler asks, ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay. 1 to 10.
A 6 maybe.
Okay.
I'd say an 8.
8.
I would say 6 to 7, depending on the day.
Yeah.
6.
8.5.
I'd say 7.5 to 8, somewhere in that range.
6.9 on a good day. So
6.9.
6.9 on a good day.
6.969.
6.99.
Is he in the
Repeating, of course. Repeating.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. We'll come back to the. Should we come back to the men are trash thing? We didn't really wrap up fully on that. Well, you guys said it was mostly in the. You two, did you guys want to come in on that? Do you concur that men are trash?
I used to be really like, yeah, men are trash. I used to be really big on that because of my personal experience. I completely know where they're coming from because it's who you've been interacting with and how they've been showing, because them as a man, they've been putting that front of how they are. And we just assume that's like how most men are. Like, they're just disrespectful, untrustworthy, and they just want to use you. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
Emmy, what do you think?
I mean, I used to say the same thing too. I used to say men are trash all the time, but now I don't. I do try not to blanket like all men as trash.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are like, you know,
There are-
people, there are guys who are like complete absolute trash. But I try
Not
to
all
be
of
I
them.
try to be nice. Like I try to be nice to both. They're all genders. I don't really want to say all that, but there are certain people who are pretty bad.
For sure.
And I just want to clarify once again. Do you guys, when you say men are trash, are you saying it in a dating context, or are you saying it more generally?
Mine's dating.
Dating.
Okay.
Yeah, dating.
Question for the panel. If a girl has a poor relationship with her father, do you guys think she's more likely to believe that all men are trash?
No.
I feel a bit attacked right now.
You're not attacked at all. The reason I ask is because it's extremely common. It's extreme. I think for
It was just a joke, but it's
It's okay. It's all right. Well, it's an interesting topic of conversation. Like, I think, like, for dudes like me who had rough relationships with their moms, they're probably more likely to think that women are trash. For women who had rough relationships with their dads, they're probably more likely to think that all men are trash, you know?
I think for people who have like a bad relationship with their dads, they won't automatically assume men are trash, but they do have that thought in the back of their head. They're like, oh, what if they're like my dad? But I think most girls, like, they mostly, when they say men are trash, even if they've never dated them or anything, it's just from their friends and their stories of them going through guys, like coming crying to us or like telling us how they've been treated by them. We just like get all like, oh my god, why are men like this?
I think it goes back to what Tanner was saying. There's a lot of boys in Santa Barbara and not a lot of men.
Yeah.
If this is your sample size for like dudes, like this is the worst sample ever for guys here in Santa Barbara.
And I mean, you also have to think that younger men, there's a lot more at stake for them to settle down young than there is for women. Like men, they can definitely scale themselves like a lot better when they're older, say like late 20s to mid 30s. There's a lot less at stake for them to settle down at that point, say, versus if they were to settle down with a woman who's like the same age at 22 years old while they're going through college, trying to figure themselves out and figure out their income and get all that stuff in line.
Got some super chats here. Devon Jackson with the $10 super chat. While it's an extremely low chance, it only needs to happen once for your life to be over. Car crashes are statistically not that prevalent. You should still wear a seatbelt every time you drive, though. I believe this is obviously in reference to our firearm discussion here. Davon, thank you very much for that. We got another one from you. Damn, bro, you're the new
This is new Mike Davis.
Mike Davis.
Also, this is an extremely good super chat. He has a point, Brian.
You can't be a 6.9 if you don't go down on girls, Brian. So are you saying that? Are you saying I'm rated higher because I don't go down on women? I think that's what he's saying, that I'm actually a 10 if I don't go down on women.
Davon, give us another super chat.
Is that
Are
what
you telling
mean?
him he's a 10?
Or is he saying I'm lower if I don't go down? Well, we were talking about strictly looks too for the ratings.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
all right. We'll ask the girls. Is it a deal breaker for you if a guy won't go down on you?
seems like a yes.
I
It's-
would say,
you
I mean,
can-
okay, well, if it's like, if I'm like in love with the guy, no. But if it's like a little thing, then yeah, like I would find someone better.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay, he came in with the other one. Deal breaker for you if a guy won't go down on you.
like I said, I think it depends. Like, if he's expecting me to go down on him, but he won't go down on me, that would be a deal breaker for me because
Sure.
I don't really think that's fair. But if he communicated the beginning and like he's cool with not receiving either, then it is what it is.
Fair enough.
Same with her. Like, if he expects me to go down on him, but he won't do the same for me, it's a no-go. But also, maybe, like, he's just not comfortable in a relationship. Or, like, if you're in a relationship and he doesn't want to go down on you, he's just not comfortable yet, and he wants to wait, then I could wait. And also, it's not a deal breaker, but it would be nice because it kind of builds that chemistry, like, that connection with each other. I don't know.
I don't think it's a deal breaker just because I personally haven't had the greatest experience with that. So when somebody is trying to say that they want to do that, I'm usually like, I don't know. just because from my experience, like it has been not very good. So I'm like, please, if you don't want to do that, that's fine by me. That's
Question for the bros.
Relationship wise, I don't know.
Question for the bros. If a chick won't go down on you guys, is that a deal breaker?
Deal breaker. Like, if she wants to be in a relationship with me, like, why don't you go down on me? Just red flag. No way.
I have a question now.
I don't think it's a deal breaker.
I agree with that. I don't
it's
think
not
it's
a deal breaker, but it's not a deal breaker, but that's rough. That's rough.
I have a question for the guys, so is it a deal breaker in a way? Like, I don't know. Is it more of a turnoff when a girl isn't as experienced at giving head, or I don't know.
At specifically giving head?
Specifically, like, giving head. Like, if a girl isn't really that experienced in it and you ask her, hey, like, can you give me head? And she's like, well, I'm not really, like, experienced. I don't really know how I feel about that. Like, how would you react?
I'd say that's a good thing.
I'll teach her.
Yeah.
I know what I like.
Yeah.
I agree with Tanner.
Pretty
I think
much.
it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think men are attracted to women who are sexually inexperienced.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, and if she's got that Gok 9000 and she's like incredible at giving it, you kind of have to ask, like, all right, how many dudes have you done this to, and like, are you just incredibly experienced in this? And like, I don't know, if she was, that might be pretty significant.
What
turn
if
off
she's
for
a
me.
natural?
Well, that also
Fair.
happens. That also happens, and more power to them. That's good. It's a very good thing.
all right, Devon Jackson is responding here. Nah, I'm telling him he's a disappointment out of 10. Okay. Davon, my bad. Davon. Okay.
What do you think about that, Brian? You just
That
called
I'm a disappointment?
out of 10.
Not phased.
Okay. I mean, it's basically just I have my boundaries and things I like and dislike. Just everyone's free to have their own preferences and boundaries.
I think we can be confident Brian and Davon do not have a future together.
Yeah. Wait, no, I think Devon's a man.
Yeah.
Oh, so still RIP. Still RIP in the
Yeah.
chat. Oh, okay. RIP. Devon Jackson with another $10 super chat. Dude, you're a fucking legend, man. Also, separate question. I got into a big debate about this for everyone on the panel. Is sex a need in a relationship? And for the women, is it fair to keep a man in a sexless monogamous relationship? Should the guys go first on this one?
I should go first on this one.
Or should we have the girls go first?
Guys,
Well,
go first.
we
I
can
feel
go
like we've been
first.
answering
Yeah,
every
we
question
can go
first.
first.
You can go first.
Sure. I'll go. So okay, we'll go this way then.
Okay.
Yeah, sex is absolutely necessary in a relationship. It doesn't have to be on the first date, but I think generally speaking, like a three date rule is good. Three dates, 3 times hanging out. That's a good rule for that. So, yeah.
Do you think it would be fair if your woman kept you in a sexless monogamous relationship?
I mean, I'd probably break up with her if it was a dead bedroom. There might be some extenuating circumstances if there were, if she was willing to open it up unilaterally, so she was still loyal, but I could sleep with other women, then in those circumstances I'd be okay with it. And she was kind of she was providing me with she was my main chick, emotional support or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think kind of sex is very important in a relationship. So generally speaking, yeah, that's probably a deal breaker and the relationship's over, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for marriage, and when I do get married, obviously it's going to be a need. I'm not going to live in a sexless marriage. That sounds like the worst thing literally on the planet. It also tells us in scripture for husbands and wives not to deprive one another of their bodily needs when it comes to sex. I think that's probably one of those conversations that I'll have with the woman that I want to make my wife before we get married, to discuss this, because like I would go nuts if I was married and like couldn't have sex with my wife for whatever reason she was withholding it. Like that would be awful. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like primordially, we're attracted to other people because it's like, oh, like I'd want to mate with you, you know what I mean? I would like procreate with you. So if somebody was like, oh, I'm not attracted enough to you to like have sex with you, then yeah, there's nothing really there, you know. There's no way I'd stay in a relationship like that.
It also keeps relationships, sorry to interrupt you, it keeps relationships really healthy too.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
when a couple's having a lot of sex, especially if you're married, like that keeps the two of you close for a long time.
It's a chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bond that you can't really, break after, marriage. I feel like, especially in marriage, it is a necessity, but I believe before marriage, it's not. Yeah, obviously, because in marriage, procreation and everything, it's one of the greatest things that we can have, so.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Are you a Christian?
I am.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers. I wish they clinked. That's fine.
We'll open that up to the women now.
I think it's important. I think it's important to have sex while you're in a relationship and married. But I feel like, I don't know, sometimes.
What is going on out there, dude?
Home invasion.
I don't know. Can you repeat the question?
Oh, it's just this one.
Is sex a need in a relationship, and is it fair to keep a man in a sexless, monogamous relationship?
Okay. So I do think that sex is important in a relationship or marriage, but I think depending on what the reason behind why the woman might not wanting sex, like if a woman is on birth control, sometimes like women don't have that much of a sex drive, and so it's kind of hard to want it as much. But if you're in a serious relationship, I don't think that it should not be a thing.
Is it fair to keep a man in a sexless, monogamous relationship? Is that fair?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I think sex is not needed, and for marriage, yeah.
Is not needed?
Like for marriage, I think it's important. It's that connection, and you guys could express each other how you're feeling through sex. But before marriage, I think you guys could you could do other things rather than sex if the other person's not comfortable or like they have religious beliefs that they're waiting for marriage. So you guys could do other things, and then there's always that. If you can't have a chemistry without sex, or like you guys don't have that connection, then you guys shouldn't be together because sex won't always be there.
I totally agree. I think a lot of people end up in marriages that they shouldn't have ended up in because they were having sex before marriage, and they fell in love because of the sexual connection. And I've told these guys that at my gym, I've met a bunch of old dudes who got divorced, and that all of them got divorced after that initial physical attraction wore off, and then they realized there wasn't really much there in the relationship. Happens a lot.
Yeah, it's all with the boy mentality of priorities in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Guys can get really distracted with a woman's looks and the sexual aspect, and then when it comes down to who she is as a person, that's usually when little boys start losing interest. 100% agree with that.
Well said.
Yeah.
Wait, you never answered. Do you think it's okay for a woman to keep a man in a sexless, monogamous relationship?
And
if it's in marriage.
In marriage, no.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, I do think sex is needed in a relationship. I don't think there's a necessary timeline, whatever works for the two partners, but I think sex is needed to a degree, because if not, then it's just more of a friendship relationship rather than a romantic relationship. And I don't think it's okay for a woman to keep a man in a sexless, monogamous relationship, and vice versa. Any partner should have the right to leave. There shouldn't be no keeping. So
I'm just going to keep it quick. I think sex is extremely important, and I think it's needed, and I think it's definitely not fair for a woman to keep a guy in a relationship if she's not giving that to him.
We have a follow-up super chat on that. But really quick, we have Verks here, a channel member. He's asking for body count. He wants body count from the panel. Do you guys want to share a body count? What's your body count?
What's your body count, Emmy?
I'm going to say 5.
You're going to say 5.
I'm going to say 5.
Okay.
9.
3.
10.
That's personal. I'm honestly just not going to answer that.
I know you're going to say the same thing, too. You guys are both pussies. Mine's 7.
You don't know.
Mine's 7.
Multiply it by 3, and that's the real number.
Okay.
You've been running through hoes, haven't you, Zach?
No.
No?
I haven't.
Okay.
I don't live like that.
All right.
I just think it's personal information.
That's totally fine.
Can confirm.
So we do have a follow-up here from Davon. I can't tell you how many women told me it's not a need or blame the man for her not wanting it, but if I say then let him be open on his end, I get called a misogynist or that I feel entitled to her body. You know, what is interesting about that is that who would you, just really quick, like who do you think pushes for monogamy more, men or women? Like who's usually the one that's like pushing to be in a committed, serious, monogamous relationship, men or women?
What's monogamous mean?
You're not hooking up with anybody
Yeah,
else.
Oh, okay.
Women.
Just
like
with that
committed.
person.
Exclusively seeing one another.
I think I feel like more women than men.
Because you often hear women complain about men are commitment phobic. Men are not willing to commit. But when men do commit, then you sometimes hear women complain about, oh, he's always all up on me. He always wants to have sex. But, I mean, that's kind of like what you bargain for, right? If you're going to be his sole person for sexual access, then he's obviously going to want to have sex just with you. So that,
I feel like also different people have different sex drives. Like maybe the guy has more of a sex drive than the woman.
right.
But that also depends like on their relationship.
There can definitely be compromises and stuff. So anyways, moving on, Davon, thank you for that $10 soup chat. So normally I asked this question a bit earlier on in the show, but I'm going to get to it now. So is there anything dating related that you want to get off your chest? Just to give you a couple prompts, maybe you recently had a bad date experience, men are pissing you off in some way, there's a trend in dating that annoys you, or for the side of the table, women are annoying you in some way. Anything you want that you want to get off your chest when it comes to dating, anything?
I'll come, if you give me a minute, I'll come back.
Sure, we can come back to you.
I think, I mean, this is definitely more of a personal thing, but if someone's like super duper attentive right in the beginning, like constantly like texting me or calling me, that puts me off a bit. But I mean, like that's definitely like a personal thing. So I don't know if it's like generic problem, but
I think it's pretty common.
okay.
I don't know. I want a woman obsessed from the jump.
Yeah, but all chicks get turned off by double text, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't do that shit. But
Okay, my
Sure.
turn. Okay, so I think it's when they want to hang out every day and like I can't have time to myself. Like I just want, what if I want to sleep? I just want to take a nap. Like you don't have to be there. Like it's not like I don't love you or anything. It's just you can't text me so, like I have my phone on do not disturb always and forever. I'll never take it off. And like if they text me so much and they expect me to respond to their spamming, it's just, it makes me like have like, I'll get uninterested.
You respect your space.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're busy, right? It's like you got shit going on.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I think both of your guys' answers are connected. I think what it is I think women, if I can speak for you guys, you probably want guys that have other stuff going on in their lives. You're not the sole center focus of his life. You obviously probably want to be important to a guy, but you don't want him to be the only thing going on in his life, because that probably means he lives a pretty boring life, right?
Yeah.
Well, also
I'll get a
he
picture,
like, it's different when you're in a relationship with someone and you're talking to them more often. Like you want to genuinely hear about their day and stuff. But if you're like just interacting with someone and they're like texting you and then calling you, and I'm like, I don't even have your number saved yet. Can you please slow down? Like that's really annoying.
Many such cases.
Yeah.
I would need to come back. I can't think of anything.
Do you have something?
Mine would only piggyback off of theirs, so it would be kind of repetitive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to call Entertain Me out here. Entertain Me, you said that you refuse to super chat until Chase comes back. And here we are.
Where's it at, bro?
Where's it at? You said it. Your words. You're a man of your word, Entertain
Step
Me.
up, dog.
Step it up. Step it up.
I want to hear something good, Entertain Me. I know you got fuego. I've seen your comments, bro. Hit us with something good.
So
Spice it up, dog.
on this side of the panel, is there anything dating related that you guys want to get off your chest? Maybe a bad date experience, just something about dating apps or hookup culture, just anything off,
I think the overall sense of entitlement that many young women, especially here in America, have, that they can spend like all of their 20s getting just ran through by a million guys and then settle down once they get around 30 and find this amazing dude and everything's going to work out happily ever after. I think that's very unrealistic. I think it's something, I'm not saying this is any of you guys, but it's a sentiment a lot of women have. I just think it's ridiculous and so toxic, and I think it's destroying the West.
I guess to piggyback off that is like a big thing.
Should we have the girls
We're all
respond
gonna
to
say
that?
Do you guys have anything you want to say to that? Do you agree?
I do agree, because like you have to kind of plan it out like from the start. You can't just do the hookup culture and do whatever you want and not have any goals or anything. And then once you're a certain age, you're like, oh, you want this, you want that, you want everything. Like you want the money, you want the perfect guy. It just won't come to you if you just you didn't start from the beginning.
Yeah. Any other responses?
I don't really understand that. I'm just like, why does it matter if she has like 20 bodies or even more? I get it if she has some sort of like STD or something, but I mean, if she doesn't, what's the problem?
So statistics show that the more people someone sleeps with, the higher the odds of them getting divorced. This is like hard data. I personally want to...
How is that correlated to each other? I don't understand that.
Because I think it's a couple things. I think for one, I know for one, when people have sex with one another, you release oxytocin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think if you're releasing oxytocin with a bunch of different people, it's probably going to blunt your response and your pair bonding mechanism. Like I was talking with a guy that I know the other day. He said he's slept with like over 150 women, and it's really hard for him to form like a deep connection with women now. The statistic for people that have only slept with one person or not slept with anybody at all before they get married, their odds of getting a divorce are like 5 to 10%. So that's a huge difference. That's a 1 in 2 chance versus like a 1 in 10 or 1 in 20 chance.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And then the other thing too is like, I mean, I would prefer, if I'm going to buy a car, I'd prefer to buy a new car rather than a car with 500,000 miles on it.
That's what they all
Full
say.
price.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, I think it's also reasonable for women to want the same thing,
Like, wouldn't you guys find it more attractive if a guy saved himself for you specifically?
Some women like guys with a lot of experience.
Yeah, that's me
Is that you?
personally. Yeah.
Like you want a guy who knows his way around
Yeah.
a woman's body.
Yeah.
Or it shows him that he's like on the or I guess he's like hot on the market before you meet him. It's like all these girls want him.
Yeah.
And then you have him, and then it feels a little bit more special.
Or
is it just because he's
it's just
better in bed?
just because he's more experienced, and like I mean I'm still young though. That's the thing. Like I'm just kind of living my life now. But as of right now, like me at 18, I would rather have someone more experienced.
See, the problem that I see is like I know a lot of girls who like they have this expectation that they can like have sex with all the chads when they're in their 20s and then find a chad and settle down with him when they're like around 30 or whatever. But all the 30-year-old chads don't want, a woman that's been ran through who's 30 years old. They want a younger, fresher woman, so to speak. And it sucks because like a lot of these women end up single because they had their standards so high, but now they can't find a guy who meets those standards, and they end up single and childless. It's a bummer. It's
They'll
sad
end
to
up with
see.
some like just like totally weak dude that's just merely taking what he can get, and like that's it.
Beta bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my take on it.
So basically, men don't want the town bicycle.
Straight
Basically, men don't want the town bicycle.
Not paying full price with a car with mileage, right?
We have a big $50 super chat here. Davon Jackson with the $50 super chat. This is debate.
Shit.
Entertain me into super chatting for Chase. Hashtag Chase the chat.
Dog, Davon Jackson absolutely mogging entertain me right now. Entertain me. What do you got, bro? Come on.
And he started the hashtag in your namesake. So there you go.
Appreciate that.
Yo, thank you for the continuous support week after week. Davon, much appreciated.
Do you guys think that expectation that I have is like reasonable? She already answered. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I think everyone has a right to pick and choose like how many people they sleep with, who they sleep with. If you personally are like saving yourself and you want your partner not to have a high number, you guys are pretty much on an equal playing field. If it was like you're like, I'm gonna catch as many as I can, but she has to stay low, I think that's where it's messed up, because you have like different expectations of one another. But if you guys are like both on the same playing field, I personally don't see a problem with that. But I don't think you should like discredit someone just because of like how many people they've accumulated per se.
Understood. I think Andrew Tate would have a lot to say in response to that.
Oh God.
It says much more about a man.
Pull up the video.
We don't have to. I think
We could.
I think we all know. I mean, it depends on if they want to hear it.
We have some other videos to react to too, but I don't think everyone's yet had an opportunity to answer your question that you posed to the panel. So did anyone else
did
want
you
to?
guys have
Did
any
any of
thoughts
the
on
girls
that?
want to come back in on this?
I honestly like what Ari said.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with her too.
All right. So Verks, thank you for the 2 gifted memberships, man. Much appreciated. Devon Jackson again with the $10 super chat. I don't need a woman that has experience. I need a woman that matches my effort in the bedroom. Also, imagine thinking who you've allowed into your body has no bearing on who you are as a person.
Facts on both counts.
Agreed.
Yep. It's a great.
I suppose we could
great
just
comment.
yes or no ask the panel. Does body count matter? Should body count matter?
Sure.
I don't think so, as long as you're being safe and actually getting tested. Oh. I don't think so, as long as you're being safe and getting tested and being honest with the people that you're sleeping with.
Let's say the guy that you get married to, or you meet a guy who you want to get married to, but he slept with like 200 women. Would that change your perspective on him? Make him less desirable?
I think if like I had gotten married to him and I already built this bond with him and everything else, and then that was to be brought up, I think like I would not end the relationship because of that.
Okay. You wouldn't get divorced because of
I
it?
wouldn't get divorced because of that, no.
Okay.
Would you ask him his body count beforehand, and would that like play a factor into whether or not you would marry him?
I personally have never asked any guy their body count. In my experience, it's usually the other way around. So it's just like, I don't know. And like I'm pretty like open and honest, and like I used to be a sex educator.
Huh?
So
What's that?
a
What's
sex
that?
educator. So back in my hometown, we didn't-
Prostitute?
No, a sex I taught people sex ed. I
my
taught
bad.
people sex ed. So
Oh, okay.
in my hometown, we didn't have health class. So there was this clinic near my high school, and people can like get birth control, free condoms, get Plan B tested for free. And I would have this stuff in my backpack, right? And so people could text me like, "Hey, you got Plan B?" I'd go give it to them.
So you were the condom girl.
Oh yeah,
You were
I was
the
the
Plan
condom
B
girl.
condom dealer.
You need a Plan B, Ella, whatever.
shit.
They could be like,
Where-
"Yo, Jordan, hit me up."
What hometown? Where's this?
This is in Sonoma County.
okay.
Did you also give them like actual sex education?
Yeah,
or just give
yeah,
them contraception?
and like people would come up to me and like tell me like what symptoms they had, and I would tell them like what most likely it is, and then they would just go to the clinic, and they can go there confidential without their parents knowing, and getting the tested and resources that they needed. And I think that's pretty important, because my like friends in other cities and stuff, they all have like kids now or something, and at a young age. So I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very open and honest about that kind of stuff.
Do you think body count matters?
I think body count matters, because as long as you're on the same page with the other person, but if the other person that believes body count does matter and they have such a high body count and they want somebody who has like under 5, I think that's just double standards. And I personally, I do want somebody that has a lower body count, and because I wouldn't like shame or hate somebody for having a high body count. Like, you do what you have to do. It's your body, your choice. But that's just my personal, like, what I believe and what I want.
What's the maximum body count for your future husband that you'd be okay with?
as long as I think once it hits the double digits, it's when it's like,
That's when he's ran through.
yeah.
Okay.
Men can't really be ran through.
How
in
so?
the-
Elaborate.
some men
Please
can.
elaborate.
Some men
Ran
can.
through.
Please elaborate.
Please elaborate.
Yeah, what do you mean? How can a man
Well,
not be
Straight
ran
men
through?
can't be ran through.
Fair point. Fair
That's
point.
a great point.
No,
That's
so
another conversation.
True.
So I do think men who have a promiscuous past, to what Chase was saying before about how it has an impact on both men and women in terms of your ability to pair bond with a partner. If a guy has slept with 200 women, it is going to have some impact on your ability to pair bond, but it's not going to be, my take on this, and I think there might have even been some studies on this, it's not going to have as big of an impact on, if a man is promiscuous, it's not going to have as big of an impact as it will have on if a woman is promiscuous.
What kind of an impact are you talking about, though?
Is that men release less oxytocin than women do when they sleep
Yeah.
with someone, like the pair bonding chemical in your brain?
So
That's
you're
true.
saying if men have a higher body count, they're not, like when women sleep with more people, they're more kind of connected to those people?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there's this concept that I think Chase very eloquently articulated a few podcasts ago. And I mean, it's kind of a nerdy term to use, but there's this concept of imprinting or alpha widow. And the more men you've slept with, eventually you're going to sleep with a top G, a fucking really
Straight up
top
legend.
tier guy.
Legend.
Because here's the thing, men will sleep down. So the trouble women get in is that you can secure sex from a guy who's very high status, who's above you in terms of attractiveness. He's not going to commit to you, but he will sleep with you. But when that happens, you've now that is your framework for future men. So if you're able to sleep with a certain tier of men, let's say, then the men that are actually on your equivalent level, let's just say, you're not going to be attracted to them. So what would otherwise be your looks equivalent, your attractiveness equivalent, your socioeconomic equivalent, even if it's equal, you're no longer going to view that person as a good candidate because you've what's the term? You've tasted the better life, let's say.
Yeah, I know a lot of chicks, like they were with like some amazing dude at one point in time. He broke her heart. After the fact, they get new relationships. They can never stop thinking about that one guy that got away. Many such cases. That's a problem. Happens.
It's a thing.
Ari's looking at me like, I don't know. I've never met that guy, so I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. Once you sleep with a certain tier of guy, maybe he has some status, maybe he's just incredibly good looking, maybe he's insanely good in bed. All your future partners, you are going to compare
Exactly.
to that guy.
Yup.
And you were shooting outside of your league, but like
You guys specifically.
Yeah.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But so the more partners a woman has had, the more likely that she's been with a guy who's just so high tier. Because men can't really sleep with a girl outside of their league. Like it happens, but
It's very rare.
it's pretty rare. Like
I think in Santa Barbara it's pretty common. I see a lot of questionable dudes getting with pretty average.
I mean,
and above average women.
So men can make themselves attractive in other ways. They can make themselves attractive through finances, through status. So there's something to be said for charisma too. So there are other means with which men can make themselves attractive, but yeah.
I want to know
Another thing I wanted to come
off.
off of that is
Sure.
just like how men date down. Men can date down, but like,
Oh yeah.
like we honestly as men, like we don't really care like what your status is as a woman. Like you could have any career, just as long as like you're respectful and like pretty. You know, I'm not gonna ask you how much you make or I guess what your status is. I think guys care a lot less about that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Drake will date a baddie who works at Chick-fil-A, and he's a multi-millionaire, one of the highest,
Exactly.
super high status. So that's a good point.
Yeah, it is a good point. But I mean, because I've heard that before, and as soon as the first time I've heard that, I was just like, wow, that's really true. Because I've never really thought about
I've actually never heard that before.
I never really thought of like my partner's status, but I know girls care about the status of their partner a lot more than guys.
Yeah.
do.
For me personally, granted I'm 22, so like the people I've dated are around the same age, so like don't have a lot of like work experience. As long as you're goal oriented and you are like ambitious, that's what matters for me. Like you might not have a job right now, but like you're like, this is what I want to do, whether it makes little money or a lot. I think that's way more attractive than like having a lot of cash or something. But yeah.
I think that's reasonable too.
Yeah.
Because that's a signal that he's probably going to go places, be able to take care of you well.
Well, I just think it's like a good, like, I don't, like, even for me personally, like, you want, even like your friends, you know, you want them to be doing something, like trying to make their life more meaningful, not necessarily getting the most money out of something, but just like to have a passion in life, I think is attractive.
Men need a mission. They need
Exactly.
a mission and a purpose. And men who don't have a mission or a purpose are often rudderless, just getting blown around by the waves of life, in my opinion. Not to get too poetic on you, Ari.
I mean, I think it can go for like anyone. Like, it doesn't have to just be men, but like, yeah.
I think in general it's just unattractive when when that person doesn't have goals, like a man or a woman. Like you have to have goals. You want to build something for yourself, even if you don't have money right now, which doesn't even matter. It's just you want to be happy with your life. Like you want a career that makes you happy. You can't depend on other people. So
Yeah.
So you've never heard that though, that
I mean, I have never really like heard somebody like speak on that before.
Does it make sense?
I feel like maybe past generations it kind of makes sense. I feel like maybe past generations it kind of makes sense just because a lot of women didn't really have that successful of jobs back then. But I feel like now it's a little bit different. I don't know, like, because I feel like I'm going into, even though like I'm going into nursing, like I'm doing something else after that, and like I don't know, I feel like a lot more women now have like more purpose to have a more successful job, so that it is interesting to hear like that guys do think of it that way, that like it doesn't really matter like what kind of a job she has, but I think it's pretty important.
yeah, so
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to cut you off. But do you think like on happiness wise, down the road, do you think you'll be more happy in like a career or like, I guess, being a mother? What would you find more happiness with?
With a great guy.
Yeah, not with
Not some loser. Great guy,
that
great
can
relationship.
provide for you and protect you and everything. Like what would bring you more happy? Like I would think like don't need to speak for you guys, but I
Yeah.
think like coming home to a family would be like probably one of the most happiest things that like I'm working for.
Yeah, I think I would be happy to like raise my own family at home and stuff, but I think like it's a lot to expect from a woman day in and day out, and I think like it's important to have your own hobbies and stuff, and like have your own hobbies and not be in a house 24/7. I feel like that's really hard. So I think like at least having like even a part-time job or like something like that, getting out of the house at some point, not.
She has to only be indoors in the house always.
She can't leave.
She can't leave
Well,
the
like
house.
even if you're driving somewhere,
kidding,
like being,
I'm
I don't
kidding.
know. I feel like that's like a lot to expect from someone. I don't know. I don't.
Do you think it's a lot to expect from a man for him to be working his ass off constantly to provide for the family?
Well, what if the woman also has like a great career?
We're leaving that out of the equation.
Leaving it
Do
out
you-
of the
Do you think
equation.
it's a lot to expect for a man to be working constantly to provide for his family?
No.
That's not a lot to expect from a man, but it is a lot to expect from a woman to be spending her time focused
I
raising a
think
family.
like women are better at mothering children than men per se, but I don't think like it should automatically be something.
That's not an answer to the
Yeah.
question. It's not a lot to expect from a man for him to be busting his ass, working constantly to provide for a family. But it is a lot to expect from a woman for her to be working hard, busting her ass to raise the family. That's a lot to expect from a woman.
I feel like I can kind of say like a little bit of experience just because like I worked in daycare for a long time, and I've also worked and had 2 jobs at the same time, so I feel like I have a different opinion on that. I don't know. They can say what they want.
Sorry,
to say
we can
on that.
we can move on from it if you guys want. I feel like we won't get anywhere with it. I was curious to know what your answer was, though. Does body count matter? You never answered, right?
No, I think I
Did
did.
you? Am I just
Did I
an
not?
idiot?
No, you did, and I agreed with you.
What was your answer?
Yeah, what was your answer?
That it doesn't really matter. Like, as long as like expectations are the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yo,
that's right.
chat. There's this chick in the chat called She's Amethyst with these bogus fucking characters talking mad shit. One
she
in the
saying?
chat, is that a block? Chat? I haven't been reading chat much, but she's talking mad shit. Chat, is it a block or what? 1 in the chat if it's a block, or 2 if I let it go. So
What is she saying?
oh man, she keeps saying I'm smug and condescending, but I think I've
You're
been pretty-
so smug and condescending, you
Look
dick.
at you sitting
I guess
there
so.
What's wrong
your
with
little-
you?
with
Do
my little
better.
flannel.
The most
How dare
smug
you.
guy I've ever met.
Do
My little flannel.
I have a question. What is the 7 that you often put on your lapel?
The 7.
Yeah, what is that?
I'm gonna reveal what that means on our 77th show. So
Okay.
yeah.
Joe J said it's the checkered shirt. Your checkered shirt is very smug and arrogant, dude. How dare you?
I guess okay. Wow, the chat is in favor of keeping her. I don't know. She's been saying some shit. She was saying
Is
that
she getting under your skin, bro?
Well, she might be trolling. I don't know, but she was saying some shit like Brian and his he wants an 18-year-old submissive wife to have ugly children with. I'm like, okay. What?
So rude.
Pretty rude,
that's
right?
pretty much what you've
So
been saying.
rude.
So
Is that her? Is that the chick?
She's
Right there.
Yeah, right
in the
there.
corner?
Yeah, she's just been saying that was. I mean, the condescending shit I don't really care, but what she's saying, like,
She's trying to get under your
she's
skin
saying
'cause
my
she knows you're
my-
a stud.
She's saying my 18-year-old submissive wife would produce ugly children. Apparently, okay.
Well, I mean, you do have a preference for 4'11" beef curtain queens, so she might be right, dude. Yeah.
She's still a babe. Just she's 4'11", dude.
Okay, right.
She's still gonna be a babe.
Okay.
I bet that chick has pronouns in her bio.
The chick the amethyst chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's just trolling. I'm not pressed, but 4'11", 4'10", sir. 4'10".
4'11"
Get
too
it
tall.
right. You're 5 feet, right?
I'm 5'3".
Oh, you're the
I'm
you're the
5
short
foot,
one.
yeah.
But I'm
Yes.
also wearing shoes that make me a little bit
Sorry,
taller,
you're
so-
too tall for me, Miss 5 feet. You're just too tall. Okay, so let's react to a video. We've been meaning to do a video. Do we have any super chats or Eric? Any? No, I think we're good on super chats.
Yeah, we did.
No, I don't think so. I think we did this one, right? Right?
Yeah, we did that.
Wait, what? Which one?
Zack
Oh
next.
shit! Sorry, I missed this one.
Yeah, someone created
Yo,
a
look at
great
that
name for an
profile
account.
picture. Dude, people have also been asking
All
Zach,
neck-oriented questions.
Zach, what is your neck's body count? How many people has your neck killed?
Putin will hear me. I can't.
Wait, is that's from your Instagram?
No, that's not. No, that's not me.
No, that's got to be you.
Did you say Putin will hear you?
Yeah, that's another.
Zach's
question.
neck.
He's like, hey, Putin's listening. Dude.
Are you sure that's not from your Instagram?
That's not my Instagram.
Maybe it's photoshopped.
That's me. No, I'm kidding. That's
Oh,
not
okay.
me.
I don't know.
It
But
could
no,
be
I have no
you.
idea who that person is.
But thank you for the 10 Canadian dollars. What do the ladies think about hickeys? Really quick. I mean,
I don't care. You can give them. I don't care.
okay.
I mean, now that we're older, I'm like, I just think it's kind of weird to have like a fat ass thing on your neck, but like teach their own.
Word.
I think it's weird when you're like not dating or anything and they give you a hickey, like
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
marking you. Like,
Yeah, that's just weird.
yeah.
For sure.
I think that's weird, but I don't know. I also wouldn't want anybody to give me a hickey like on my neck. Anything below is fine, just because like I go to school and work every day. So.
When I was 16 years old,
Here
there
we
was
go.
this girl that I hooked up with one night, and she left the largest hickey you could ever imagine on my neck. And the very next day, my family was buying my car for me, and my grandmother had come down to town to do this, and I had forgotten that it was happening the next day. And I walked up to the lot, at the dealership lot, with this just absurd and disrespectful hickey, and my dad asked me if I'd been attacked by a vacuum cleaner the night before, and my grandma was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, like I got hit by something, like nothing." She was like, "What the fuck is that?" Yeah,
They all know 100%.
yeah. My dad was like, "You dog."
Okay. Yeah, hickeys are terrible.
Oh, Grace.
They're awful. And apparently, Verks came in here. Oh wait, yeah, he mentioned blood. He mentioned blood clots. So I guess there's a risk of getting blood clots from hickeys. So yeah,
Especially nowadays.
yeah. If a girl starts going for it, I'm like, yo, calm down, relax. What are you doing?
Is it a red
Wolverine.
flag if somebody does that, but you're not like dating or official?
I don't think it's a red flag if she goes for it.
The red flag for me is I've had someone ask me to give them one, and I'm like, that's weird.
That's kind of weird.
That's weird.
Did you ask him why he wanted it?
I was like, he's like, can you give me one? I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Pass on that one.
Just shot down.
Entertain me. The clock is ticking.
Entertain me. I'm waiting for you to entertain me, bro.
You left a comment, dude. You gotta be a man of your word, my friend. Okay, we're gonna react to a video here. Eric, if you can switch over to the video tab. First one, please.
Heather bought me her list of requirements, so let's check them out. He must be between 30 and 45, financially stable, no kids, 5'10" or taller, no hookups or flings, ready to settle down, no roommates, no smoking, must love dessert, and can't be anti-sugar. What's the deal with the desserts?
Well, okay, that's a really important one because I'm the founder and CEO of my own frosting company. And so it's an all-natural gourmet frosting, and so I make a lot of desserts. And I do a lot of, trade shows and making desserts. So he has to like dessert. If he doesn't like dessert, it's totally a deal breaker.
Totally a deal.
Totally a deal breaker.
Okay, but there's some more requirements, so let's take a look at these. Must be honest, reliable, sweet and kind, quick-witted, romantic, must love food, must pay on the first date, no flowers on the first date, must be a social drinker, and must never wear sweatpants. What?
Those are basics.
Why he can't wear sweatpants?
No, the last guy I dated, we fought all the time because he wanted to go to Starbucks in sweatpants and go to breakfast in sweatpants, and no one should be doing that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, we got some more requirements, but we don't have no more room. Guys, let me get one of the pillars over here. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see. Must be adventurous, must be humble, must be spontaneous, must be a planner, can't be self-centered, can't be cocky, must love dogs, can't own a dog from a breeder, can't be jealous of her dog, and can't own a cat. The hell, what? You can't have a dog from a breeder?
Yeah, listen, Steve, there's so many dogs out there that are in need of homes that are shelter dogs, and they're really sweet, great dogs. So any guy that's going to spend a ton of money to buy a purebred dog, it just says something about his character. I don't like that.
Yeah, he wants a dog?
But he can adopt.
Anyways, we're going to probably come back to that video here in a sec, but I want to get your guys' reaction to that. I don't know if I should have the girls go first or let the guys go, but she's got quite the laundry list there of expectations or demands for a partner. What do you guys think about that? Reasonable, unreasonable?
That gave me a headache, to be honest. that was, oh my God, that was annoying.
Yeah, holy fuck. That's what went through my head.
That was a lot. I couldn't even process half of that.
I really thought the sweatpants thing was weird because I feel like a lot of ladies kind of like a man in sweatpants, so that one was weird to see.
Zach, thoughts?
I can just say she's probably not mentally well. That's all I can say. It's ridiculous.
Facts.
She is nowhere near attractive enough to be making all those.
That's a great point.
All those requirements.
Yeah, that's where I was kind of going with it.
Yeah,
Chase?
I would just say there's a good reason she's single, and she'll probably stay that way for a while. What do you think, bro?
I I had to get up there for a bit, but I've seen the video before. So yeah, I mean, her list is kind of pretty crazy. I don't know, Eric, if you can go ahead and pull it back up.
Be a hunter. Can't own a boat.
Oh wait.
Can't
shit.
be a
Stronger
gamer.
than
Eric,
me?
can you pause it really quick? Can you
Can't own a boat?
Cannot own a boat.
can you go back about midway?
Can't be stronger than her either.
Yeah.
Her dating pool is going to be so small.
Actually, go forward just a little bit. Yeah, just play it from there. She has some more, guys.
Man, damn, glad I'm a dog. We're not done yet. We can get another pillar. In fact, yeah. Let's bring all of them in here. Bring both of them.
God, I didn't even notice it was that
I
much.
love it.
Wow. Is this
You
all
ready?
from the same
I don't know
girl?
Must
if
be
she's
in
like
shape.
being for real.
Can't have six-pack abs. Can't have six-pack abs. Can't be too skinny. Can't have a runner's physique. Can't be stronger than me. Can't be
This chick is
can't be
definitely mentally
obsessed
ill.
with sports.
straight up.
Can't be a hunter. Can't own a boat. Can't be a gamer. Can't be materialistic. I'm out.
You can't have any hobbies. No hobbies allowed.
That would be out.
Can't be
Date
materialistic.
a box.
What does that mean? He can't want anything?
He can't want to buy things all the time.
Can you talk to my wife?
Probably.
Okay, let's keep going.
No way.
Must respect a gluten-free diet. Can't be too close to family and friends.
That's a red
Must
flag for
open
sure.
doors.
Red
Sus.
flag.
Must be willing to
Sus.
move someplace warm. Must love traveling. Can't brag about traveling. Oh, we can go there, but you can't tell nobody. You shut your mouth. You telling everybody we was in Arizona for. Must maintain eye contact. Can't be a party boy. Can't be intimidated by me. Favorite season what? Favorite season cannot be fall. There's more. We ran out of pillars. He can't love fall?
Anyways, so yeah, she's got this pretty exhaustive list of, I guess, things that she's looking for in a partner. Any further reaction on that?
Well, I mean, I have a list too of what I would
Oh.
like in a guy, but
We
I
should
mean,
do
not
that.
that long.
We should do that. We'll go around the table on that. We'll come back to that though. Any further reaction to her crazy list of demands?
I feel like there's no way that's real. Like,
Right.
there's just no way that that's her
She's an
actual
NPC.
list.
She
There's
is
just
an-
no way.
Like, she
let's
has
be
to
on
be
NPC.
kidding. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Absurd.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I don't understand how a person like that can exist and be serious with themselves.
She's delusional. Dude, totally delusional.
She has a dad or no?
It's a good question.
Any takes from you two on that, or
I
Oh,
just
no.
don't know how
I
that's
think
real.
she's like not being serious. Maybe she's just doing it for like
Clout.
clout. Yeah.
It could just be television.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just wanted to talk about her like sugar frosting business. That's why she went on there.
Yeah,
Probably.
she's advertising it.
Mm-hmm.
Devon Jackson with the $10 soup chat entertained me, disappeared faster than my dad did when he went to get the milk. Oh shit. Okay, shots fired at entertain me. Yeah, dude, he you know, I'm going to try to dig up the comments that he made, but he did say that in the previous video. Is he still in the chat? Have you guys seen him in the chat? I'm not really. Oh, I see him. Okay, entertain me. Damn, bruv. Okay. Davon, thank you for the $10 soup chat, man. So you said you have a list of some requirements. What are your standards or expectations or lists of things that you want in the guy?
Like, are we talking like physical or like
It could be
attributes or both?
Both.
Or, okay.
Yeah, it could be physical. It could be, yeah.
Physical, I have a type and I've stuck to it. Like, yeah, there's a trend in all the guys that I've been with. Just big burly men. That's my type. But then,
Big burly men.
yeah, like giant.
Giant.
Yeah, she knows
Yeah,
what my
I
ex
back
is
that
like.
up, yeah.
Yeah.
She likes
What-
them big, like tall, like scared, like Hercules.
Like gym, like
big.
I go to the gym a lot, like gym guys.
They have to
be
go to.
honest.
They have to have a neck, like a big.
Yeah,
neck.
yeah.
It's fine.
He's like, okay.
Okay, cool. Check the box.
But other than that, just I'm a very, very good communicator when it comes to my feelings, at least. So I'm looking for a guy who's not immature and doesn't know how to communicate. Like, that was my ex. He didn't really know how to communicate. So I'm just looking for a guy who knows how to communicate. And honestly, as of right now, those are my two main things.
And so you said a tall guy. How tall are you? You're 5'3"?
I'm 5'3".
So what is your height limit?
I don't have a limit, but the thing is, I've only ever been with guys over 6'1".
Only over 6'1".
But that's not my choice. That's just that. It's just what happened.
It just happens
Yeah,
to
it
be
just
the
happened
case.
to be that way.
Okay.
Wait, so your
You're
green
good.
flags are good communicator and built like an absolute tank.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Okay.
How many dudes do you see that are built like absolute tanks?
There's barely freaking any. There's none. That's
So
why.
since Zach, when was the last time you saw one?
There's not a lot. Only him, to be honest.
Shame he's taken.
Because you're 18.
Mhm.
So, I mean, most men,
Most 18-year-olds are tiny.
Yeah, most men in your age cohort are not going to have been training long enough to reach that level of physique.
There's like some, but not
Sure.
a lot. But yeah.
Samoans.
Yeah.
Okay. How tall was your last boyfriend?
6'3".
That's 6'3" and up, I think, is 1% of the population. I think. Something like
Yeah,
or maybe it's
I'm
3%.
I'm 6'2", and I think I'm in the top 1% of height.
You know, Chase is actually quite a muscular man. Can we get a little tricep? Or
you want?
Can we see it?
Some of that.
Fuck, Myron. I'm sorry.
A little bit of that. Are you content now?
Wait, can you keep?
Are you content, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. I need a little back massage. I got my ice back here. Okay, so what's your list of?
Definitely need someone to be funny. I like having humorous conversations. I would prefer a man taller than me because I am a tall bitch.
How tall are you?
5'10".
Okay.
Yeah, with
shoes.
shoes.
You said you're 5'10" too?
Yes.
Okay.
So
with shoes, what about not shoes?
Like 5'9". Depends on the shoe.
Okay.
And my first boyfriend was shorter than me, so for anyone attacking me on that,
okay.
I've dived there. It just personally I feel more confident.
Dive downward.
Dive down.
There.
I've felt more confident with a man taller than me.
You feel safer?
Not even that. It's just like, cause I mean I'm pretty strong. Like I go to the gym too.
What?
It's like.
How much you? Are you gonna give us a tricep
Oh
now?
no.
Let's see the tricep. Sorry.
Do a little flex.
Give me a bicep.
I don't even think I can.
You can
no,
do
it's
it.
like not even there. But it's hard. But I don't want to be like bulky, so it's okay.
It's hard.
Okay.
I would like.
Yes.
Holy shit, that's fucking. Did you boost the volume on that? Wait, what's the volume? Oh, there we go. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
I'd like someone to be physically active, just because I'm active as well. So like, share a common interest with that. As long as they're like goal oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk let's add finances to this too, because I mean I know you guys are on the younger side, so you're probably not overly concerned about how much money you guys makes. But let's say 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, when you're looking for a partner, do you have a sense of one, how much you think you're going to make, and is that going to have an impact on how much you want your partner to make?
So I want to be like independently financially stable. I don't ever want to have to depend on another being, or man, I guess. And I would expect the same from them. I don't want them to depend on me, so I wouldn't want someone to be jobless, but I also wouldn't need them to make a shit ton of money because I want to be able to support myself financially too. So as long as they're making something to, like, if something were to happen and we were to break up and we're both okay on our own, I think that's more than enough.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Let's say you find a guy, great guy. He's officially convinced you not all men are trash. Okay. You guys have a very deep relationship, very trusting relationship, and you trust him a lot. There's no issues there. And he wants to make you his wife, and he also wants you to stay at home, become a mom. He brings in enough money to provide for both of you guys. There's no question in your mind about whether or not he's going to leave you or anything like that. Would that be something that you were open to? Or would you want to remain financially independent against his wishes?
I think I'd want to remain financially independent. I also don't think that I want kids in the future. Just the way the world's heading, like environmentally. Don't really know if I want to put a being into that type of
You
thing.
want to stop climate change by
Yeah,
having more kids?
one kid at a time, just keeping them in.
Wow.
I think she was being facetious. You're joking, right?
Yeah, I was joking.
Oh.
But
You never know in Isla Vista.
what?
You never know in Isla Vista. UCSB chicks, you know.
I mean, I did live here, but
So
I
you
want to be.
don't want to have kids.
No.
Want to stay financially independent.
Yeah.
Okay. Roger that.
For me, about my list, they do have to be taller than me because I am also tall. And I want them to be an athlete. They have to. I play sports. I play 4 of them myself. So I'd like my significant other to also be able to play sports. So, like, because for me, I feel like that's also another way of bonding. When you guys, in your free time, you could go play a sport, or like, if he plays something, he could teach you, and then you could teach him something too. And then what else? You have to be funny. And yeah, I
If
think
a guy's not funny, does he just not have a chance?
it's
Has to be funny.
like,
Non-negotiable.
I feel like it's because it.
No, it's okay. You don't have to justify it. It's okay.
Before, I just want to touch on the funny thing. So we've had 2 girls so far say that they want a guy who's funny. Guys at the table, do you care if a girl is funny?
Women aren't funny.
Oh,
Hot take.
Jesus.
Ask my coworkers.
Jesus.
I'm a funny one.
I like when I have great chemistry with a woman. Like, I like, one of the things that like, one of my visions for my marriage is I want to be sitting on my front porch when I'm 80 years old, still cracking jokes with my wife. And like, I have a pretty dry sense of humor at times, and like, not all women find my jokes funny, and the ones that do find them really funny. And I like that, and I want to have some back and forth. You know, I like that banter. I think it's fun. So she doesn't have to be like hilarious, but like, if there's good chemistry there, I want that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I would say there's a difference between having a sense of humor and being funny. I think having a sense of humor is being able to recognize humor, whereas to be funny is you are providing the humor. So I think a woman who has a good sense of humor is good, but
So
as far as a woman being funny, I could care.
I'll say this.
I'll second that. I don't really care. Because what Chase, you said, the chemistry and like laughing together, I think that's great, but that doesn't mean that she's funny.
Yeah. I'll say this. My aunt is one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life, and I love having conversations with her as a result of that. I would like that in a wife someday. It's not a deal breaker if she doesn't have it, but I would like that in a wife someday.
They would just have to be able to take my humor, you know? Like, I joke around a lot. Like, my humor's pretty out there, so she'd just have to be able to take my humor. That's what it really be. Witty banter.
Take your humor just like our ancestors did?
Just like our ancestors did.
It's an inside joke.
But so, you know, I don't think I would have a problem. I wouldn't have an issue if a woman was funny. But honestly, I've just never... I've never encountered like a genuinely funny woman.
Okay, look, like, women comedians are science fiction. It doesn't exist.
Like, I've heard women say funny things, but like, I don't think I've ever categorized a woman as like, she is funny. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't find women funny, personally. Because I've never met one that's funny.
Okay, going back on the list.
I just don't even know what to say.
Going back on the list.
I mean, she's kind of funny.
Me?
Do you think you're funny?
I
She's
think
kinda funny.
I can be funny sometimes. I think so sometimes. But also going back on the list.
Yeah.
Let's not get sidetracked here. But I was also another thing, like a green flag, is when they're good with kids for like the future, you know, if you're planning something more. And if they're like good with their family oriented, I can't even say, okay, but you know, if they're like good with their family, so it's like a green flag.
Wholesome. Salud.
Yeah, I really like somebody that is family oriented. Like I said before, I think it's really important because I take family seriously. I like the competitiveness, just like in kind of like sports. I played a lot of sports, so I think it's a little bit important for when you have kids that, you know, that they play sports. I think, you know, taller than me for sure. Not
5'10"
anything
and
less.
up,
Has
right?
to be over 5'10".
5'10" and up. Nothing less. I just feel like this.
Okay,
The kids are gonna be small. That's no.
penis
too
size.
small.
Penis size. Is that important to you guys at all?
Does it matter?
Does size matter?
To an extent.
Anti-micro.
Yeah.
To an extent, yeah.
That's it, though.
What's the extent?
Like, I don't want to chode, but
My favorite word.
I haven't heard that word in so
The
long.
mythical chode.
Wider than it is long.
Uh,
Not Ari's thing.
Not my thing.
not
size,
the chode.
Size matter to you guys?
You don't want a tuna can.
No thanks.
I think I should be the last person that answers something like this, but I think
We can move on.
if it's
We can
like
move on.
small, like if you can't feel it, then like
If you can't feel it, that's not a good thing.
yeah,
You want to be able to feel them?
yeah.
I think that's pretty reasonable.
So I want to ask, on the video that we just watched, do any of you know a girl like this? Maybe a friend or an acquaintance where she's like, yo, your expectations are way too high.
No.
You don't know any girls that, maybe not to that extreme, but you're like, okay, lady, relax. You're not that attractive. No friends like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Fair
no.
enough.
Okay.
High demands, but she isn't all that herself? No? Okay.
I have a question for you guys. What's something that makes a guy really attractive right off the bat?
confidence.
Okay.
That's a good one. I think also just like you were saying, like banter, just being able to like, or like be sarcastic with one another. I think that makes someone more attractive.
Okay.
That and if they have a good smile. I think for me, if they have a good smile, they got me. Like, that's just.
Honestly, pretty adventurous, because sometimes I find myself being like, oh, like, you know, sometimes randomly I'd want to like drive to Lizard's Mouth randomly at midnight just to like go up there and sit and look at the stars. Somebody that can just like always kind of be down for like adventurous type of stuff, I think is really fun. And I think I really like that. Yeah.
Reasonable.
Totally, yeah.
All very common answers, which doesn't make it bad. Just was curious to hear what you guys had to say.
So I want to ask the guys over here, do you guys think that women have unreasonable expectations?
Compared to guys?
Or just in general, but sure, yeah.
No.
You don't think so, Chase?
No.
I don't think that women have, like social standards. I don't think so.
I don't think they do.
Do you?
I think so. Not all women, but I think a lot of women have unreasonable expectations and standards.
Okay,
So,
I
so
think a lot of-
it depends. Like
Wow.
if she's like 5 foot, like built like a bowling ball, and wants some dude that's like way tall and then makes a bunch of money, and she does nothing with her life and everything, then like absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like no way. But that goes the same for guys. Like there's a lot of just like total incels, that like don't work out, have a really shitty job. All they do is like just like play video games and whatever, and they'll expect like a super hot chick. And like everything expected to them, like even though a woman's like provide for them and everything, so it goes both ways. It's like a people thing, not necessarily just like a one way or the other thing,
Yeah, I think both men and women, depending on who, can have unreasonable expectations. Is that a Game of Thrones tattoo on your ankle, by the way?
No, that was just a random set of mountains.
Oh, it looked like 3 dragons for some reason.
No, it's mountains.
So I was just noticing that. Okay.
I wanted to bring up, have you ever done that calculator? It's like you put in your preferences and it's like
you know what? We actually
the percentage of men that actually exist on Earth that fit to their needs is like always less than 1%.
we have it. Should we
Perfect.
do it? We
I've
can.
never
We
heard
can do
this.
it.
Let's do it.
It's called the.
should so
Let's
do it.
I've never even heard of this.
Eric, can you?
It's crazy. It's you type in like what you want in a man, and then it tells you what percentage of the population has those traits.
Eric,
like,
if you go like
most women
over
I've seen-
6'1", like it diminishes.
Yeah. Because like dudes over 6'1" are already like less than 2% of the population,
Yeah.
and then having a good career on top of that and whatever else just decreases and decreases the odds.
Oh my
And like
God.
most women want like a guy that's over 6 foot who like makes a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
There's just not enough dudes to go around.
Eric, if you can just scroll down just a little bit. By the way, we do not endorse the name.
Female delusion calculator.
Oh.
That's so funny.
Did you tell him to scroll down so he wouldn't read it?
Yeah, we
Because I didn't see it till you said scroll down.
too late.
I didn't see it till you said it.
Whatever does
Too
not
late.
does not endorse the name of this thing webpage. But so we're gonna start with Emmy first. So give us your age range. And by the way, maybe we should do this for like
husband material, kind of guy you would want to marry.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking though, because there's like a financial component to this, but you're 18, so like you probably at this point in your life you don't care. So do you think we should maybe frame it from?
We should just do husband material.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Your ideal guy.
How old? What age range do you want?
What
him to
age
be in?
range?
Like 18 to 25, maybe.
Okay. And should we exclude married men?
Obviously, because
Well-
we're talking
Okay.
married people.
Then yeah.
Well, I mean, she might not have an
Everyone's all
issue.
the same.
She might not have an race.
Any. Doesn't
Minimum
matter.
height.
Minimum 5'10".
Okay. Exclude obese.
No, I'm into fat guys.
Ooh.
Wait.
Shit.
Wait, actually?
Shit.
Okay. All right. Minimum income.
Probably minimum
Minimum income.
60K.
60K.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. All right. So that's 2%.
Wow.
Holy shit.
That's
Of,
insane.
of the population.
But she also had a low age range, 18 to 25. There's not a lot of dudes with established careers.
That's
Can-
true.
That's true,
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, scroll down just a little bit, Eric, just so we can see the cat bags. Okay, aspiring cat lady. Zach, can you pull that drawer open? And then
You should just scoot her chair back.
Ew, I'm not sure.
Yeah, don't touch her.
You're strong, man. You got to have him pull out some catnip for Emmy.
What am I looking?
there should be a cat bag. Some. Oh wait, actually, you know what? Never mind. Sorry, I have it over here.
Oh.
You can close that.
Some
Sorry.
questionable things in
A
there.
lot of things I would see.
Shit.
Okay, Emmy, here you go.
I do have 2 cats. So thank
All right,
you.
that's a
Meow.
meow mix for you.
Future cat lady, 3 out of 5. Score.
Okay, we're gonna do
The
it
wine
with,
drinking dog mom.
We're gonna do this with Ari now.
It's
wanna-
actually
Well, mine's gonna be even less.
Do scroll down, Eric. We're gonna do new search. Just do. Oh, okay.
also
cool, cool, cool.
when you're doing this, think about the fact that you're probably not looking for this guy right now. Probably gonna be later on down the line. He's probably gonna be a little bit older than her suggestion was. Like you're probably not looking to get married for at least a few years, right?
I don't know.
Think about your perfect partner. You know, like ideally someone you could just
Yeah.
settle down with.
Yeah.
You know?
So you could make the age range older.
Age range.
Okay, I'll do 25 to 35.
And you're
Now
22, right?
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like projected in the future.
Sure.
Now we're talking.
So 25.
To 35.
Exclude married.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Race.
You're not interested in polygamy?
No. Probably prefer white.
Okay.
Um,
Minimum height.
6 foot.
Exclude obese.
Yes.
Minimum income.
60K is good.
Okay.
Slay.
0.68. So you get 4 out of 5 cat bags. Okay, there you go.
Let's go.
A Saul. We'll do you. All right.
That's so crazy.
Age range.
Less than 1%.
That's good. 25 to 35.
Exclude married.
What does that mean?
Will you date a married
Oh no.
married guy? Okay. I don't know why they have that.
We're
They should
talking
just
in the
be
context of marriage, or someone you want to marry. So.
race.
And then for race, any race.
Okay. Minimum height.
6 feet.
Exclude
minimum?
obese.
Yeah.
Yes.
Minimum income.
60K is fine.
All right.
You sure?
I think it's
60K
the
is
same.
fine.
Well, she picked any race.
Oh, okay. 1.2% of
200% higher chance of finding your Prince Charming.
Okay. And then
That's so crazy.
Jordan.
Age? Huh?
I'll say 27 to 37. And yeah, exclude marriage, any race, minimum height 5'10".
Exclude obese.
Yes. Minimum income, I'm going to say, just because I want somebody almost just as successful as the amount of money I'm going to be making. So
6 figures.
Mhm.
100K.
$800,000.
100K the lowest.
Okay.
even though
100K.
I'm making more than that.
Let's go. What do we got?
0.86% of the population.
Damn, dude.
I think this is off.
I don't
That
know.
just-
There's no.
I don't
There's
know.
no way. I feel like that. I don't know. I feel
There's
like
a
that's
lot
pretty
of
recent.
dudes out there. There's a lot of dudes. I heard a statistic yesterday. The average guy in America is 5'9" and 205 pounds. It's the average man
That's
in
my
America.
type.
Every guy.
I mean, if that's the average, there's not many dudes like we're putting in.
The average woman is 5'3" and 170 pounds.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rip,
wild.
bruh.
man, we are down bad.
It's over.
It's so over, dude. This is why tall people need to be having as many sons as possible, so that there's more tall dudes to go around for the women. Can we agree to that? Like,
Yeah.
Yes,
I was nodding.
yes.
Sounds like some eugenics type
well,
shit.
dude, it's
No comment.
supply and demand. Chicks want tall dudes. There's not enough tall dudes to go around, so there's not enough people procreating.
There you have it. There you have it. We're going to react to another video. It's just going to be the next one there. Yeah, this one.
Y'all, this is my question. I am a single mom. I have a full-time career. I work very hard, very responsible, but I get the typical blonde, big boobs, tattoos. That's how guys kind of see me. And, you know, I have a really huge personality, like really big. Sometimes it's like, my mom's like, you need a filter, but that's just how I am. But I guess my main thing is, you know, like, I'm seriously almost done with dating. It's like 4 years. I have not had a date. I have never had a guy pick me up from my house and take me on a date in my entire life. Ever.
What's your address?
Anyways, so I want to let the guys answer this one first. Your guys' reaction to that video. And I have a take on this, but I can let you guys go first.
I mean, no dude wants an unnecessarily loud and fat woman.
Yeah, she's got a
So-
fupa. No way.
And who was it? Her mom said she needs to have a filter. There's a lot of extremely unfiltered women out there that are just popping off at the mouth, and it's like, all right, I don't need that in my life.
I would say, yeah, she's like probably won't be the submissive type, and I guess like with like most guys. With most guys, I feel like looking for like a very like feminine submissive woman, I guess, is pretty popular among guys. And
Is that not popular with you?
No, it is with me. I just don't want to speak for everyone, but
I mean,
definitely with her, I wouldn't pick her up from her house.
Yeah, she's
would not
probably
either.
No,
like
yeah.
late 30s to like early 40s and like single mom and whatnot.
She
It's
looked
like
late 40s. You're being
yeah,
generous.
maybe.
Yeah.
I was being generous. Yeah. So it's like yeah, why would you pick her? Like I would not. Like no way. But she's expecting some man to. Just
I wonder what
I
her
want a
standards
woman.
are.
What'd you say?
I wonder what her standards are. You know,
Probably.
oh yeah,
Probably.
somebody to provide for her and her kids.
exactly.
Unreasonably high. I want a woman who brings peace and joy into my life. That's the kind of woman that would drive you nuts until the day you die.
Peace is huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's a big thing for men, for sure. So yeah, I guess my take on it. She said that she's single mom, works very hard. So already some issues there. Single mom's like, she's already busy with work. She's got a kid. So in terms of priority list, you're going to be number 4, number 5, maybe kids, career, dog, whatever. Also with single moms, the baby daddy is still involved in the picture probably. Mm-hmm. So there's like that introduces some weirdness into the relationship. There's a potential risk of reconciliation. Also, as far as single moms, like men, we don't want to subsidize women's bad decisions.
The big thing is that I'm not saying like just totally shitting on single moms. Like some people, they just really like totally got shafted by somebody that's like a shiesty dude, and they're in a really horrible situation.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate for them because some of them might be really, really good people. They just got totally shit on, and like that sucks. But just the reality is like the same thing that if a dude's like 5'2" and is fat and isn't going anywhere with his life and whatnot, it's kind of the same reality for him. It's a shit end of the stick. This is just what it is.
Well, and here's the thing: if you're a single mom and you're looking for a solid A1 dude, you can't be coming onto the scene with all these demands. I'm boisterous. I'm like super overweight. Never gonna give you any peace in your life. Like you gotta, it's gotta be a good deal for the guy. Like my mom, when my mom met my stepdad, she was a single mom with me, and she was like a very feminine like woman with like great energy, and like it was a lot of fun for my dad, and like I don't know, very different from like that woman.
Very not her.
Yeah, very not her. Yeah. One thing I thought was funny about that clip is how she said never in her life has she been picked up from her house for a date with a guy, which is just sad, dude. That's sad. Who's not picking up women where they live for dates, man?
I don't do that shit.
At least call them an Uber.
I like. I mean, it's not like necessary. Like I like to pick women up from their house if I'm taking them on a date. But
if I'm taking a woman on a date, I'll either call her an Uber or I will ask her if she wants me to pick her up. Like, do you need a ride there?
It's reasonable.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like picking. What are we talking about? First dates here? Like first date?
Could be.
I'm not gonna pick her up.
Oh,
what?
Whoa.
I'm not picking her
Hot
up.
take.
I think I've always picked women up for the first date.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me
Or
ask.
you're trying to like meet at the same spot, not picking her up.
Well, are
at
you
all?
saying because there's like a risk and she might suck and you don't want to put that energy
So
into
there's part
it?
of that. There's
Okay.
part of that. Like if she's lame, then like, oh, you're kind of her ride. You can't just dip. You can't just bail.
Yeah.
Like if she's not feeling it, you're not feeling it. But also like, let me ask you guys a real quick question for the women. If a guy offered to, if a guy invited you to go to his house,
Vito Scaletta said Brian likes them to take the bus.
Hey, I have had women take the bus.
Oh my
Take the bus.
Oh my. Whoa.
Some guys like to fly women out. I tell them to take the train.
You buy him a train ticket.
I'll get him a train ticket. Why
buy
not?
him a bus pass.
Here's
That's
a bus
so
pass.
funny.
Here's a
If they're the
fucking
town bicycle,
carriage.
they can just ride straight to you.
Horse-drawn carriage. Okay, but so would you guys be comfortable, like, first time ever meeting a guy? I mean, some girls do this, but like maybe you met him on dating app, whatever it may be. First time meeting him, would you be comfortable just going straight to his place?
No. No.
Like first time ever?
No.
Maybe some of you have done it.
No.
What about you?
Well, I see like the point that you're making. I think first dates, it could be reasonable to not get picked up if you like don't really know them or you haven't really been talking for that long of a time.
Okay.
But eventually, it's like it's pretty nice to get picked up for a date.
Okay, so I guess my whole thing is like, if a woman's uncomfortable going over to your place just straight up like that, then she should also be uncomfortable being picked up
By
in
some
your
dude
car
you've
at
met-
her
yeah.
place. Like, so I mean,
Well, so how long have you guys been talking?
Well, it's the first-
kind of
it's
a
the first
thing, So
date.
it's like, have you, like, how long have you?
but for me, it's also just another. It's like another security thing. Like, I mean, just like how women have standards about how they wouldn't want to maybe necessarily go over to a guy's house for the first time meeting him. Like, I don't want to go pick up a girl at her place. Otherwise, I'm going to need Adamus firearms training because there might be an ambush.
My man,
shout out.
If I'm picking up a chick,
There might be an ambush.
there could be an ambush.
There
If I'm
probably
meeting her,
will be an ambush.
There will be an ambush.
There definitely will be an
He
ambush.
charges very reasonable rates, but
Bring a belt-fed machine gun with you.
it's gonna be an assault. But no, it's just like, to me, I'd much rather meet a girl at the location than pick her up because that's more comfortable for me too.
Understandable. I like to vet chicks. I don't like asking women out on a date unless I've already vetted them and I know that they don't suck. I like to have a little bit of chemistry first. I'm not going to waste my time taking a girl out on a date unless I feel some chemistry, you know? And if that's the case, I like to pick them up. That's my thing.
But so like, what if the date goes bad? For me, in my instance, if the date goes bad or it's not going well, she's going to be looking to me to drive her home.
I'm okay with that. If the
So-
date's not going good, I just
something,
say
I don't know.
I'm done with this, and then I drop her off at home.
Because I've had women like torpedo fucking dates, and they're like, "Are you going to drive me home?" I'm like,
"Here's a bus
fucking
ticket."
No, I'm not. You're weird. I'm not driving you home. I'm not going to be in a car alone with you, and you're being fucking weird. Nah. It's a wrap.
Have you had some really bad dates?
Dude, I've had fucking terrible date
I
experiences. Just bad.
Yeah.
Just
What's what?
nothing
What
terrible.
dates?
Nothing
What
like,
happened on the worst date you ever went on? Why was it?
I know, I'm
so
curious.
Bad date too.
I've just had a lot of bad dates. I'll just say that.
What was the worst date you've been on? What happened, bro?
The worst date I've been on. I've been on a lot. One chick got mad at me on the date because this was back during like the BLM riots.
Okay.
And she was upset that I didn't post a black square.
Oh,
such a red flag.
Yeah, take the train home.
And I'm not a political guy
bus.
on my Instagram. Like, I don't post overt political shit on my Instagram. I was like, hey, what happened to George Floyd's terrible, but I'm not like, I barely post on my personal Instagram. She's like, you should have posted on your brand page. I'm like, the fuck? Shut up. I'm not posting that shit on my fucking company thing. So anyways,
Would it be a red flag to you guys if a guy didn't post a black square?
I think a lot of times the people who like do post the black square are just kind of like, oh yeah, like I support. Here's my black
I'm not
square,
really-
and they
That's the thing.
never talk about it
Yeah.
again. They don't really
Yeah.
support it. Like,
Exactly.
I don't think posting a black square
Says
shows that you're
anything,
supporting
yeah.
it. You kind of just want to put yourself out there.
I agree.
Yeah.
virtue signal.
How many people who posted the black square do you think solely did it just for the social acceptance aspect of it and to virtue signal?
And like,
And the pressure.
and the pressure, yeah, from their peers.
I think a good percentage.
Like, what are we talking? 80%, 90%?
Maybe not that high. I'd say maybe like 30, 40, which I still feel like is a lot given
Yeah.
the intensity and like how crucial the movement is. Like just to put that there and be like, okay, I'm safe, you know?
Fair.
that was, as far as my bad dates go, that was a pretty tame situation. I don't know. I just
untamed,
met,
just like absolute nuclear meltdown. Cautionary tale, like.
I don't think I've ever picked a girl. Actually, no. I think I have. Maybe a couple times I've picked a girl up. Maybe she doesn't have a car. Even then, I'm like, take the bus, lady. Take a bus. Walk. Bike. I actually used to have an ex-girlfriend bike over to my. Anyways, that's enough.
Nice. Just a true,
the bike
a
path.
true gentleman telling women to walk to the date.
But I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. I can't think of, I've had some bad dates, but I can't really think of specifics. I mean, no, I can think of one. Well, she was 30, but okay, I didn't pick her up though. So it wouldn't have been a scenario where I would have been like, oh, I feel uncomfortable having to drop her off because do you just want a general bad date I've been on?
Just the worst date you've been on. I'm also curious to hear from anybody else, too. If anybody.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I
can
had a
somebody
bad
else
date.
go?
Oh,
And
man.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, I had
I'll
a bad
think about
date.
it.
Okay, so me and my friends, I went with two of my friends. They brought a guy, and then I had a guy. We're going to the movies. We're waiting in line.
Wait, your two friends brought one guy?
No, they both brought one guy for themselves.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a triple date, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of my friends, she leaves with the dude to go to the car, just them two. And then there's just me and my other friend. We're waiting in line to get the tickets. And the guy that I'm with, right when we get to the window, expects me to pay for him. Like he doesn't even, he just stands there. I'm like, because I was about to pay for myself, and then he just expects me to. I'm like, I just look at him, and he's like, oh, yeah, I forgot my wallet. And I'm like, okay, that's completely understandable. But he was lying, because I'm friends with his friend, and it was just complete bull. If he was just honest, like maybe if he was going to get the snacks or something, I would pay for the tickets, but he just wanted me to pay for everything. And I'm like, whoa. And then after that, I kind of ignored that. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll do it.
You didn't know it was a lie at that point?
Yeah, I didn't know. So I just I got the tickets. But then after, when my friend, they were done with the car doing their own business, he was saying, do you want to go in the car? Just me and you? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. And then he's like, what about the second date? I'm like, there won't be a second date.
Oh shit.
Because he just assumed right after that we could just hook up. I'm like, I'm not into that. And there was no chemistry or anything.
This guy had no moves.
Nothing.
No moves.
But
no
I gave him a
game.
try, like, like a second chance. I'm like, you know what? Let's see if he could redeem himself. It just kept going downhill.
Sad. No moves, no game, no money.
Nothing.
Damn. Rip. Any other crazy, terrible date stories? That was like mildly bad. I want like nuclear, just
Nuclear
awful. Like,
bad?
I have a list here. Hold on, let me see what I've
Pull up
written
your
these
list.
down, dude. Hold on. There's the bee sting betrayal. That one wasn't terrible. Habsburg Terra. Jesus, I don't know.
I know one comes to mind that is just diabolical. Don't you?
Yeah. Oh, you have
No, I'm just guessing for you. Like, there has to be one that comes to mind
I feel like
first.
this guy has probably a number of
I
diabolical
guess
dates.
it's-
I don't know if I should.
I saw on your screen there it says "chick spit gum out in my backyard?"
Oh, yeah.
Question mark.
So I invited this girl. I have a pool in my house, so I invited her over to swim. She comes over. She's got some gum, and like as she changed into her bathing suit, whatever. As she's walking down the pathway, she had some gum. By the way, I have trash cans in the house. She takes her gum out and just spits it into my yard,
That's so
into
ratchet.
the grass. And I was like,
Oh my god.
Pick it up.
That's so
I was like,
ratchet.
yeah. I said,
Yeah, put it in your
I
pocket.
said,
Put it in
hey.
your pocket.
I told her, I was like, hey, pick that up, because that's my yard. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to step in. And she's like, I'll do it later. I'm like, no, do it right now. Otherwise, you're gonna forget where it was. Just
There's
do it
no
right
way.
now.
Yeah.
Just do it now. But she didn't want to because I was saying, hey, that's not acceptable. And she's like, no. I'm like, listen, you need to pick that up right now. Otherwise, you're fucking leaving.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, it was just disrespectful.
What'd she do?
I would never go over to someone's house and imagine going over to someone's house, be in their backyard, have some gum, and flick it into their yard. No, I'd be like, hey, is there a trash can? So she was very combative about it, because I was like, hey, go pick that up. She's like, no. I'm like, and I didn't let it go. I was like, you need to pick that up. Pick it up. And it was just like gone to an argument.
Did she ever end up picking it up?
Yeah, she did pick it up, but she's all butthurt about it. And I was like, ready. I was pretty much ready to kick her out. And then she's like, hey, I'm sorry.
Who raises these women? Like, what the fuck?
What was her
Yeah.
problem, dude?
How did the date go after that?
We fucked.
Oh.
But no, I mean, it was just like.
Did you ever talk to her again?
She apologized, but I was like.
Did you do?
It was kind of a
dates?
red flag. We hung out a couple more times, but like, she was very combative. Like, she would just like start arguments and shit. And so like the writing was on the wall from that point on. This was maybe our second or third time hanging out. So she was just very domineering and combative.
I was expecting you to say that you dated her for 2 years after that.
No, that was the chick who looked through my phone on the first date.
Such a red
5
flag.
years, by the way. 5 years.
But hold up, going back to mine, the reason like just because he didn't have because I
Yours
was
are
like saying
boring, Brian.
Okay, the reason like it's not because he didn't have like money or games or anything. At the end when I said I'm not interested, he like got super mad. He called my friend a whore and then called me out. He called me a whore and he drove away, which was embarrassing because he had to pick up his friend that's right next to us.
That's
He
so
stormed out
embarrassing.
and had to drive back and pick his friend up. So like that's just like one reason.
Like a little tantrum.
Yeah, like a tantrum, and he had to come back, and I'm like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah,
I like how he
that's
called
ugly.
you a whore after you refused.
Yeah,
to
he
hook
got
up.
mad. Like I'm like, okay, and then
How foolish did he feel when he had to drive back to pick his friend
like he
up?
wouldn't even look at us. He was just like looking at his steering wheel. Like
He probably felt
There he is.
so dumb.
his friend was texting him, and then he called his friend and said, "Where are you going? You're my ride." And we were like dying, and they all just ended up leaving. And me and my friends, we hit the movies without them.
That's sad. That's sad.
It was,
Is the fact that he lied about not having his wallet to manipulate you into paying for everything and then had the gall. Here's the thing. If you want to hook up with a girl on the first date, you want to go past second base, past that, you gotta hit all the marks. You can't just miss all of the marks and then expect her to put out for you. That's ridiculous.
yeah.
What an idiot.
Just take the L at that point.
Entertain me with the $10 soup chat. What's up, man?
Wow.
Wow.
Hi.
Finally.
Entertain me. I now understand your username. I was hoping that you would entertain us, but that's all you got, bro? Come on, dog. Thank you for the super chat, though.
I think we have one more video to react to.
Do you guys have any questions for us, like about dating?
Yeah. Actually, before the video, we're going to wrap up here in maybe 10, 15 minutes. Final thought or question?
I just
About
asked
what?
if they had any
If you
questions.
have a final thought, if you have a question for us guys related to dating or just a final thought.
We've asked you guys so many questions about dating. There must be something you want to hear a guy's perspective on.
What have you always wanted to know?
Yeah.
What is like a turn off for you guys? Like right on the spot.
If she's rude to wait staff or retail staff.
That's a
Yes.
good one. That's a good one.
It's very bad.
That's pretty bad.
She doesn't like babies.
Huge
That's a good
turn
one,
off.
too.
Yep.
Doesn't want kids.
Yeah.
Shit.
I like it if she doesn't want kids.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like the whole like strong independent woman angle. I think like a lot of
She says that once.
yeah, like my last girlfriend, like she never wanted to have kids and like she wanted to be a career woman and all that stuff. And within like a month and a half of us dating, like she'd completely changed her mind and she was like basically like, I want to have your babies. But if a chick is like totally staunch on that, for me, that's a deal breaker. It's not like a red flag as much as it's just like a deal breaker for me personally. I think like extreme ego and pride. Like I've met a lot of like bitchy women that like think that they're better than everybody. I do not like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say like I do quite a bit. Like I usually work 50, 60 hours a week in the military, have my own business and everything, like, and in school part-time. And like some women that I've met and like started dating, they're just, I guess they get like intimidated by that. And they're like, oh, like I'm not doing all this. So like project something on that. Cause like, oh, like you're doing more than me. And I think that's just super weird and total turn off for me.
Anything
It's a good
else?
question. It's a good question.
Any other questions?
This is your opportunity.
This is your opportunity.
I know,
You
that's
can
the
Anything
kind
you've
of
ever wanted to
thing.
know.
I would say another thing that we
I don't
touched on
know.
earlier is being offended at my humor.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
gonna
like
work.
we can't laugh together and you're just gonna like bitch and moan about how I'm like unfiltered and shit and just get offended. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
There's no room
Yeah.
for conversation. I'm always gonna be tiptoeing around like what language you want me to
That's
speak.
the
Yeah, it
worst.
can't be like a
Yeah.
social
Yeah, that's
justice
bad.
warrior
That's
type.
the
That's
worst.
No,
like,
yeah,
oh,
it
that's
can't be like that.
offensive or whatever. Yeah.
No,
How
that-
dare
no way.
you, Zach?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
I'm like
It's-
completely with that. I'm like really
Yeah.
sarcastic, even with friends. If they get offended or something, I just feel like I have to tiptoe around them. So
I hate that shit.
walking around eggshells in the relationship is probably one of the worst things
Yes.
to
Yeah.
feel. I guess being in one of those relationships is usually really manipulative because you're giving someone the perception that you are some way when you're not that way. I feel like in a coveted relationship where you care about someone, you want to hear what they really think about. I guess like one of my biggest fears is like having someone like portray who they want me to want in them.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Where it's like I'm always begging for just honesty and just communication and everything. So
I also feel like in a relationship like that, you can't fully be yourself.
exactly. Yeah.
And I think in the best relationships, the other person loves you for who you truly are. They see you for who you truly are, and that's what they love.
Authenticity is a must.
And
Yeah.
just sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but another thing is just it's usually brought because of past relationships. The guy will judge them, or the guy will like want something that the girl doesn't want, and it's usually the communication aspect of them tiptoeing around like what the dude wants and not like hitting his triggers, I guess. It's usually, if I'm talking to someone, it would usually be like them not communicating or not giving me their true self, and I just find that really, I guess, in a way manipulative.
Yeah.
Disingenuous for sure.
Disingenuous, yeah. Disingenuine would be a big red flag for me.
On your first note about getting bent out of shape over just you saying something, your humor and stuff, I've had 2 experiences where I've said something in jest and the girl got super bent out of shape. And so I'll tell you really quick one of the examples. This kind of not worst date ever, but this is 10 years ago too. So this is kind of even before some of the really politically correct stuff started coming about. Second time hanging out with a girl, we were at my place. We hadn't hooked up yet, but it was otherwise going really well. And I did something kind of silly or something. I think I dropped a bottle or spilled something or something. And I'm like, I think I said, yeah, I'm such a retard.
Did she get pissed at that?
She got fucking furious. It was just, the whole date was washed. I wasn't saying that about people that were like mentally, keep in mind, this is 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So this is, I mean, the R word now is much more frowned upon, but 10 years ago it was kind of like, there's a lot more leeway there. So she was she was trailblazing on that one. But
Pioneer.
But no, so I said retard, torpedoed the whole date. She got freaked out, like over me calling myself a retard. And I was like, I mean, I get it. It's offensive, right? But it's like, come on, relax. And so
there's other important things to talk about.
Yeah, no, but like it was a wrap when I said
right
that.
After that.
Yeah, it was a wrap. It was done. No, like point of no return. And then I dated, in more recent history, I dated this girl. This was probably a red flag. She worked in the HR department of one of these big tech companies in Santa Barbara. Never date.
Never again.
Do not date women in HR because bro, HR is the department that's going to be, oh, you can't say this, you can't do that. Bro, you think they don't bring that shit into relationships? Don't date chicks in HR, human resources. And like she got so offended. I said something about, I don't like women with plastic surgery. She got so she didn't even have plastic surgery. She's like, yeah, I told her, I was like, I don't like fake boobs. Like, I prefer kind of more natural look. She got so fucking bent out of shape about it.
Even though it doesn't apply to her.
It doesn't even apply to her.
That's a little weird.
Guarantee she had
That's
like
just
high
a personal
standards of
preference,
men,
though.
You know, guaranteed.
Bro, it's literally her job to police people's speech. Like that's
it is
the worst possible profession a woman could be in if you were dating her.
But I really felt like I was walking on eggshells, and then I don't know, I said something else, and she's like, well, and anyways, it's just so someone that's like gonna police your speech. I 100% agree with you. Like that's just a buzzkill. Like that's not fun. You want to be able
it's
to like
a turn off. It's a
yeah.
As soon as that happens, it's everything else is awkward after that. You can't be yourself.
All right, I got a question for you guys. Let's say a guy's really funny, but he has a very offensive sense of humor. Is that like a deal breaker for you guys or no?
Like what do you
just
mean?
like fucked up humor, you know? Not like overly dark or anything, but just like politically incorrect stuff.
I think to an extent, like today, like with the R word, like I won't get mad, but I'll be like, you shouldn't say that. Like same with using gay in an offensive way. Like I'm like, you shouldn't say that because it's, I don't know.
It's so over for us, Ari.
What?
It's over. It's so over for us. We can never date.
Damn it. Yeah. What was your question?
Chase just likes to drop the F-bomb. The other F-bomb.
there's a lot of...
Oh, yeah.
I say a lot of politically incorrect things.
I'm kidding.
I personally don't care because I also could say foul shit, so...
Based. Salud.
I mean, I just don't like it. I'll be like, oh, shouldn't say that, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, what the fuck, like pop off or anything. But
that's just your personal preference, like how you want.
What about you two?
I don't give a shit if you do it. You can talk like all you want. I'll give you like a little slap on the wrist, but nothing is gonna come of it.
Okay. Politically incorrect humor.
I don't know. There's like certain things that like draw the line, and I'm like, it's a little. It kind of makes me question the person if they're like saying a lot of like terms that I don't think that are like should be said when talking about certain things.
Sounds like it's somewhat of a turn off, but not a deal breaker.
It depends. I don't really think like I don't know. I think it like if it's like a lot of the time, I think it's kind of a deal breaker. Just because I don't really want to be showing that I'm with somebody who like says a lot of things like that out a lot. I don't know. I don't think that's very attractive.
would you guys rate your humor as politically correct or politically incorrect?
Very politically incorrect.
I think I've tampered mine down because I think people are so easily offended. But generally speaking, I would say politically incorrect.
Extremely politically incorrect. Sorry, guys.
Extremely. Yeah, behind closed doors, extremely politically incorrect. Out in public, I can tone it down.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're with your girl and you're like in closed doors and like closed, people can't like hear your guys' banter and like fucked up humor. That's good, but like don't be doing that shit out in public.
Yeah.
Because then it just embarrasses.
Yeah,
like
just embarrassing.
it's like because sometimes me and my buddies like we'll say some fucked up shit being in the military, and then when I come back I'm like I cannot say that in public.
I mean, dude, the military is a whole nother animal.
It's a different universe.
Like
yeah.
I
gotta check myself.
What you said, bruh, a second ago, Brian? What were you thinking?
I don't even remember. So, final powder question. Did anyone else want to come in? I know a few of you wanted a moment to think about it. Last chance. You have something else?
Like ask a question?
Yep.
Okay, what do you guys think?
Is your hand okay?
Oh yeah, it's okay.
It's just
it's
like
a fidget thing I do.
Yeah, I've
But-
been doing this the whole time.
Christ.
I've literally been
But what do you guys think about like tattoos? Like I've heard different
a good question.
opinions.
The less, the better.
I would say the less the better as well.
Yeah, I do not
I'm
like
not,
tattoos.
I'm not
on
into
women.
tattoos.
Yeah, it's a red flag.
Do the girls? You have a
I have
tattoo.
tattoos.
You have
Yeah.
you have a pretty
Spine, down
spine
my
tattoo.
spine. and on
Any
my thigh.
tattoos?
I have 5.
You have 5.
Yeah, they're all right here though. So I have this one, this one, this one.
Okay.
See, that's the thing. Like
Like
that's
dainty.
Yeah, that's different. Like sometimes, like women will have like these huge tattoos up the middle of their chest, or,
Oh,
like, across their neck.
the tramp stamp of the 2020s.
Yeah.
The sternum tattoo.
Yeah.
Does
Not a
anybody
fan.
here have a sternum tattoo? Okay, good.
You can see my
I'm safe.
sternum, but it's not. There's no tattoo there.
And do you have tattoos?
No.
No tattoos.
What do you guys think about tattoos on men?
I like
so
them.
hot.
I like
They're
them.
so
Yeah.
hot.
attractive.
You know-
look at this one. This one's pretty.
Why?
hot.
Why is that? Why is that? Why are they so hot?
I think they're hot, except I don't like them on their face. Like,
I
not
love
on the
face
money
tats.
maker.
Oh,
What?
those
Love
are
face
so
tats.
hot, yeah.
Wow. So what is that though? Why are they so hot?
I just think it looks so good on them. Like
Okay.
just it's art on their body.
Does it kind of give off like a bad boy vibe?
Yeah.
Is that? I feel like that's like part of what it is. Like this is a guy
I
who doesn't
feel-
give
I think
a fuck
it
about what
feeds
people
into
think
it
of
a
him.
little
Yeah,
bit.
it fits into a little, but it's just
But
sexy
I don't
in
know.
general.
So I think
yeah.
it is pretty attractive. Yeah.
So like if a guy has like huge sleeves, like that's like big turn on.
Yeah, it depends on what it is.
Yeah,
though.
I think it depends what it is, because sometimes like if the tattoo's a little, I don't know.
Just got a massive naked woman down the side of his arm. Yay or nay?
No.
Nay.
Nay.
I think a big hot take for guys is the navel piercing. What do
So-
you guys think about that?
I'm not into it.
The the belly button piercing.
Belly button piercing.
I don't really care that much.
It's kind of I'm gonna think something about it. I'm gonna raise
We have navel piercings.
I'm gonna raise a bit of an eyebrow. I don't
piercings?
dislike it, but I'm like, never mind.
I've like every single guy I've ever talked to, they're like, oh, like your piercing's
Yeah.
so hot. I'm like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, no, it is hot. I think it's hot, but you know. But as far as tattoos go, I don't mind tattoos so much. I think it's not a deal breaker. I do think I prefer no tattoos. The fewer the better, kind of like what you guys said. But and it's pretty low priority list. But I do think if I had to choose, I'd prefer less or no tattoos.
You guys said you want no navel piercings?
No navel piercing.
I'd prefer it not.
Why?
It just looks a little trashy.
Trashy is the word.
You think to
be honest.
What if it's a flower? Like, what if it's like a little flower thing? I don't know. Like,
I'm not gonna.
Not
front,
my
I don't
preference.
know.
It wouldn't be like a total deal breaker, but it's not my preference.
it's just
I think it's hot, but I do think it also communicates something about the woman.
What? That she's a whore?
That's what I'm getting at. It says something.
In so many words.
I feel like it's just a piercing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
yeah.
have one, but I.
Like, would
I
you
don't
guys
know.
say like a naked woman on a guy's arm says something about them? They're a little bit.
I feel like that's totally different ballgame.
Yeah, that's
That's a belly button
piercing you can
piercing.
That's a
take
fair
off.
point.
Yeah,
It is a
like not
different ballgame.
tattoo.
It is a bit different, yeah.
Okay.
I feel like the
Rest my
naked
case.
naked woman down the arm is like the equivalent of like a tramp stamp on a woman's lower back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
I think if you're trying to make a comparison, like maybe like a guy with like one earring.
Yeah, that's a little.
I personally
Weird.
like jewelry though, so like jewelry on a guy I think is cool.
You know what I will tell you is a deal breaker and a huge red flag is a tongue piercing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
No way.
Do you have one?
No, I was going to get one, but yeah.
She's like, no.
I mean, I'm
not right now.
We're like pretty. You said yeah. You said yeah to that.
To me, it's a deal breaker. No way.
We're
Like to date, absolutely not. No
pretty
way.
conservative guys. There's probably a lot of. I mean, see, here's the thing, right? Is like women who have. I personally just don't want one, but most of the chicks I've met who have them are just like huge whores. Now, granted, for you, you're saving yourself for marriage, so like it's kind of a different thing. But like, yeah. Like that's just my preference. I feel like we're probably pretty unique. I don't know. What about you, Brian? Is that
for tongue piercing? Kind of similar. It is sort of communicating something about her a little bit. So she's gonna be like my. She could be totally innocent, but I'm gonna think she's probably promiscuous. That's gonna be my
giving a lot of head.
Yes. The Glock or whatever you called it.
Zack 9000.
9000. Yeah, I'm a make some assumptions there. I could be wrong, but that's just going to be my knee-jerk reaction is she's promiscuous. So I don't have like a tongue piercing. Actually, Andrea had a tongue piercing. You know Andrea. Yeah, she had.
I don't know her personally, but I know who she is.
Well, you know who she is. Yeah, she had a tongue piercing. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to introduce a woman who has a tongue piercing to my parents. You know?
Yes.
You know, like to hook up, fine. Like it's not a deal breaker for me, but like long-term relationship, I don't know.
I mean, probably at least have her take it out when she meets your parents.
That's a good idea, probably. Can you take them out?
Yeah, for
can take
me,
them out?
like
Oh, you
even
have
my
one?
septum. No, for my septum,
Oh.
I just like hide
Oh,
it
you hide
when
it.
I meet like some parents
Whoa.
who don't want to see them.
Whoa, it's hidden.
And I could take that out too.
Did you just put it up in your nose?
Yeah.
Whoa. Cool. Cool.
Any other questions?
Anything else?
You guys are like later 20s, right?
I'm 22.
22.
26.
The chat doesn't
26.
believe that, but I am 22.
27.
18.
No.
No, I'm kidding. 33.
33. Okay, when did you start taking like women a little bit more serious on like finding a relationship?
18.
No, like
When I was 18. I've never been interested in just casual sex. And maybe that makes me an outlier, but it's never been interesting to me for me to fuck a girl once.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard that Sir Mix-a-Lot song, Baby Got Back. There's a
Yeah.
lyric that goes, some punks like to hit it and quit it. I'd rather stay and play.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'd much rather, if I'm going to sleep with a girl, I want a continuity there.
Mhm.
I'm going to keep seeing her. So there's definitely been girls, though, that I've hooked up with, and they just want something casual. They want the one-time thing. So there have been times where it's only been a one-time thing. But overwhelmingly, yeah, I want it. A girl has to severely fuck up for me to not want to see her again after I've slept with her.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I think that makes me maybe a bit of an outlier. I've always valued continuity in seeing a woman for a few reasons, but I don't have to get into that now.
Yeah, I mean, between the ages of like 14 to 19 years old, I wanted to hook up with like as many hot girls as I possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a couple of like amazing relationships where I felt like very deeply in love, had an incredible connection with the girls, and I was like, this is where it's at. And I also had like one or two one-night stands when I was in college and just really didn't like it.
Yeah.
Like for me, that like pair bonding process of sex, like it happens on a very deep level. It's very easy for me to fall in love with a girl if I'm having sex with her.
Mhm.
And if I don't like her and I have sex with her, I just feel like disgusting. Yeah, I just feel disgusting afterwards. I'm like, why did I just do that? That was terrible. So yeah, when I was 19, and then back in 2020, that was when I got serious about marriage. So yeah. What about you, Zack?
And for me, being at a really young age, I got in a pretty serious relationship at around 16, and I've always been, and that I was in that relationship for 5.5 years, you know, so kind of being single, like for once as like an adult male was like really weird. I definitely had my mind go to other things that aren't important, but I just stuck with like who I was, you know, and how I was raised. And then I started taking women more seriously the more they've like, I guess, proven to myself because that they're at least like worthy of marriage and want like something more with me rather than just, you know, one night stand, because I did work downtown State Street for a little bit as a bouncer, believe it or not. And like just seeing how like the nightlife is and like how girls carry themselves and like how guys carry themselves, it just kind of turned me off to all of that because I saw like what people were like in the nightlife, kind of like their personality comes out, they kind of get, you know, a little bit more, you know, they don't hold themselves they're a little bit more out there, and it just wasn't attractive to me, so I kind of had a more private life after I experienced that. So I guess I've always taken women seriously, but I guess being a single male for once was definitely, you know, a test, and I, you know, hold my own a little bit as best as I could, and then kind of getting involved with like a real woman and seeing the connection that I can have with a real woman definitely made me so, you know, extremely glad that I've waited for her. You know what I mean? So I guess that's my experience personally.
What about you?
What was the question again?
When around, I would say like around what age did you start kind of taking serious or women more serious and like finding more serious relationships than just like typical like hooking up?
Like 23 or so, I'd say. Yeah.
That was my question.
I know me and Tanner have had a lot of talks about like, I guess the culture in Santa Barbara, that like the way guys carry themselves, it kind of just turned us off to being guys like that. And whether guys, you know, turn that way like through bad experiences or later in life, you know, that's their experience and like, you know, that's their path. But I guess we're, you know, fortunate to have like each other and guys in our circle that keep us accountable. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, a lot of the problems that are happening is just because of like weak men, like the whole like all men is trash type thing. Like it's just because it's just super weak men. Big.
I need to. I got to address something in the chat really quick. I don't want to name any names, but guys, you know, we don't moderate chat. I don't want to do the whole. I don't want to ban anyone, but some of the comments in the chat are getting a little bit suspect. So can we, guys, come on. I don't want to have to moderate the chat, but like some of the stuff is just, you guys are talking about neo-Nazi shit. You guys are doing like, it's not a good look, guys. So if we can try to tone it down a little bit, I would appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, just to be even more direct, out of respect for Brian's channel, because we don't want to make him look bad, please just keep the neo-Nazi symbolism to a minimum. Thanks, bros.
Okay, didn't mean to make it awkward there.
Moving on. You looked like you had another question. You look like you're itching to ask something.
I don't have anything else. That's it.
You keep
tapping. You got something.
Yeah, you're thinking of something.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is like more like for like a girl when you're, I don't know how to say it, like when you're getting in bed with a girl, like what is like a turn off? Like what this, like if something she does, like what?
Something she does.
Right.
So I'm probably kind of unique in this way, but like I get a little bit turned off. Not turned off. This is going to sound fucked up. It's also a double standard. I get it. I don't fully understand my own psychology. I do get why this comes up. If a girl will sleep with me on the first date, it makes me lose a bit of respect for her, because it's like if you'll do it for me, that means you either really like me or you'll do that for every guy you go out with. And if a girl makes me like wait like at least a few dates, you know, again, I'm saving myself for marriage now, but in the past, if a girl made me wait a few dates, it like massively increased the amount of respect that I had for her. So that's one thing for me. Yeah.
Agreed.
I would agree with that, Chase.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tanner, anything?
He said agreed.
Oh, agreed.
What about you?
So the question is, turn off like when we're starting to become intimate, or?
Like, yeah, when like what about them, like what he said. That's what I was like asking for. Like, what do they do that's like a turn off? Like
in the bedroom?
Specifically, like if you're sleeping with them,
or just generally.
And just generally.
Yeah, that's one thing. One time I took a girl out on a date. She didn't do the red flag that I was looking for, but I took this girl out on a date, and she was like this like famous fashion model and very beautiful, and I thought she might have like a princess complex, right? Because like a lot of girls in the fashion world, they think that they're like the center of the universe. And I intentionally wanted to like not go all out on this girl to see like what kind of person she was, and if she was like humble and down to earth, or if she thought she was like the center of the universe. So I took her to a date for a first date to Chipotle, okay? And then I intentionally did not offer to pay for her meal to see how she would respond. And she was like, I thought she was gonna be like, are you fucking serious? Like, you're not gonna pay for this? She was like, okay, yeah, cool. And she like didn't care at all. If she had freaked out or been like, you're gonna take me to Chipotle? Like what? That would have been like a huge turn off. But she was like super cool with it. And yeah, and I was like, that's a quality woman right there. Like,
well,
that's a humble
Chipotle is
woman.
good, so.
It is good. I mean, it's not like date material, like maybe, down the line, but like a lot of guys want to impress a girl on the first date that they take them out on, So that would have been a turn off for sure. That's my answer.
Gee, I'm trying to think of something that would be like a turn off in the bedroom.
Besides spitting gum in your yard.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Talking about their exes on like a first date, I'm just like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much for any guy, in my opinion. That's what I think.
Or for anybody.
I feel like anyone.
Yeah. Or if the guy's like, oh, my ex was crazy. I'm like,
Like
okay.
always bringing it up.
Yeah, like out of
Comparing you
nowhere
to his
too.
ex.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a turn-off.
I'm so glad you're so chill. My last girl was crazy. I'm like,
Yeah.
no one was even like saying anything. I'm like,
Just say
okay.
the first
Just like
part,
the
that's fine.
comparing with
Yeah.
their ex.
That often means too that they're not over them if they're bringing it up early in
Yeah.
the relationship.
Yeah.
you know?
Especially like first time like date
Such
or
a
like
red
interaction
flag.
with them. I'm like, okay, cool.
Like, wow, you couldn't wait till the second date or the third. You just blurt that shit out on the first date.
Just clearly
He was
not
so
over
excited, probably.
Yeah.
If a chick isn't enthusiastic, that's a turn off for me. Like some girls, like you can be in bed with them, and even the first time, and they're kind of like, I don't know. On one hand, it's tough because I also don't like women who are like overly aggressive in the bedroom. That's a turn off for me if they're overly aggressive. But I do like a woman who's enthusiastic. Like I never want to, if a girl doesn't want to enthusiastically sleep with me, I don't want to sleep with her. Like, so if I have to like convince a girl, like if there has to be a long-winded conversation, like I'm just not, like I'm gonna shoot my shot. I'm gonna go for it. If she's like, no, I'm probably done for the night. Like that's a wrap.
Yeah,
if you want to play this coy game of no, like, and you want me to like, I'm not doing that shit. So no, I'm done. I'm gonna get up. I won't even keep making out with a girl. Like I'm done. I'm just turned off because then I'm gonna get turned on and it's a wrap. Yeah. So it's just like,
I'll say too, like I've gone on dates with girls that were like bad at making conversation, like couldn't hold an interesting conversation. That's just like the most boring thing in the world to me. I'll just take them home.
That's why I think like dinner dates are not the best idea. Like I think if you guys go like to the beach or like go swimming, I don't know.
Go
ice
do
skating,
something.
or,
Like
do
in
something.
a group setting to see how like he or she like acts around her
Yeah,
friends.
because like sometimes like that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
sometimes dinner dates just one-on-one makes somebody like shut down and
Yeah.
get nervous or like they hide themselves.
Exactly, that's what I was
They don't
saying
show their
earlier
like
about,
true like
Yeah,
colors. So you just have to see how they treat you around their friends, and
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to like have something to go do. Ideally, that's fun.
Yeah.
For like the first couple dates, like
Yeah.
I've enjoyed like taking girls on like hikes or like to like a unique beach spot, like because then you're doing something and you're having an experience together, and that's like
I think like personally one of my favorites is like mini golfing, like for a first date, because like kind of competitive. You guys also have something else to focus on, and like it's easier to make conversation. You can make jokes about it. So like it's also a lighthearted environment because like for the first time meeting someone, if someone was like, oh, like, do you want to go on a hike? And I haven't met them before, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, I'd just be scared. So I feel like
go on a hike to a super remote area. You don't know me.
Wait, but
well.
where's
there's
not even mini golf in Santa Barbara? Is there?
I've done one in like the Bay, and then I've also done, I think it's golf and stuff in like Ventura.
In Oxnard?
Shit.
Something like that.
Something like that.
That's fucking extra. I'm not doing that.
I taught a
I'm
girl
not
how
doing
to surf on a first date once, and that was awesome.
That's a good date, but it's
That is a good date.
extra. Extra in the sense of it's a lot of work.
Well, she also wanted
you.
to learn how to surf, and I was happy
I've done
to
it.
teach her.
I've taught girls how to surf, but man, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
You gotta like him. It's gotta be worth it.
She's gotta be a baddie to teach him how to surf.
I always try to take people to the beach. It's my one favorite spot because I know a lot of people hate the water, hate the sand, and that's a no. That's a deal breaker for me right away. If you don't like swimming, no.
That was a deal breaker one time. I would say this one guy that I was talking to, like my first year here in Santa Barbara, he told me he didn't like the beach because he didn't like how the sand felt on his feet. I was like,
people say
that's
that.
Such a red flag.
Wait, okay,
It's a
is
little
it
weird.
like a
No,
deal
it's-
breaker if a girl like won't go in the water, like she only wants to sit on the towel like the whole time? Like, what are
I
your
like
thoughts?
going in the
Yeah.
ocean. I want her
Yeah,
to
the
come
ocean
with
here
me.
is honestly pretty warm because
Yeah.
I'm from like Northern California where the water's like below freezing, and like I don't think the water here is that cold.
It gets pretty freaking
Yeah,
cold
but
in the
I mean,
winter.
like Northern California water, like you have to like wear the socks and everything else. Like it's like freezing.
I mean, that's like freezing, but
yeah.
like February here, you go in, it like hurts your face to be in the water.
Yeah.
You know?
But majority of the time here, the water isn't really that cold.
Like back in San Diego, I did night swimming a lot too.
Are you from there?
Yeah.
Okay. Which part?
Towards Del Mar, kinda.
Which part? Did you
Like-
go to Torrey Pines?
No, I went to Mount Carmel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I went to Del Norte.
You went to Del Norte?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like pretty close to me. But like, just like if a guy just doesn't want to, like, I'm not gonna lay down in the sun and get like a heat stroke just like laying. It's not fun. You have to want to do something, like go in the water, swim. I don't know.
Not just lay there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a girl that can like keep up with me. You know, like I like to go in the water, go surfing, go hikes, go running, like go on adventures. And like I've had girlfriends where like if it like got too cold, they were like start throwing a fit, or like wouldn't want to go in the ocean, throw a fit, and it's like, like let's go do stuff together, you know?
Emmy, anything? Did you want to come in on anything? There's someone in the chat saying they want to hear from you.
About I'm the bitch who lays on the towel. I don't know how to swim, so I'm on the beach. I'm on the sand. I'm not in the water.
You don't know how to swim?
No.
Did you say I'm the bitch on the towel?
Yeah.
I'm that bitch.
Yeah, I am that bitch.
Okay. So I want to open up to Chase. I know you had some questions you wanted to ask.
I mean, I had one question I wanted to ask, and you shot that shit down, bro. But if you're open to it, I am down to ask. You remember what it was?
It is your final thought or question, so go for it.
Out of curiosity, would anybody on the panel be interested in dating a trans person? Is that a deal breaker? Are you interested only in biological men?
I'm just gonna say I wouldn't date a trans person just because I am like attracted to like manly men, and I feel like, well, I don't want to get like
It's okay.
shit on.
It's okay. You know, you're fine. I would say that probably 99% of people at least feel the same way.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I don't know. That's scary to say.
It shouldn't be. It's a weird world we live in.
I think I agree. I think as long as someone's upfront about who they are and like allow me to decide, like I don't want to be like blindsided later on, because I think like sexual identity is already a difficult thing for a lot of people, and like it can confuse someone, I think, at a young age. Like if you're like, oh, like I'm attracted to this person, they not really say they are, type of thing. So I'd probably say no.
Okay.
I wouldn't either. Like, it's not like I'm hating or anything. Like, I respect them as like who they want to be, but I just personally wouldn't be comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I don't think that I would either. Like, totally up to you to decide what you want to, with your own body and your own preference, but I don't think that I would be with somebody that was.
Cool.
No.
No, wouldn't.
No.
Same. No, absolutely not.
I would not. No. Why are you looking at me that way?
I'm just thinking.
But it could just be also because, like, I'm like 100% straight. Like, maybe the answer would, those answers could be different with somebody maybe who is bi. I'm not sure, but I'm very straight, so.
Not just mildly straight.
Yeah.
Very straight. Your gears look turning also. What's on your mind?
No. Nothing's turning.
No.
Nothing, no.
Okay, moving on.
Thanks for the answers. That was what I expected to hear from everybody, but I was just curious to hear how people would put it.
Good times. We're going to do one more video. We're going to do, the who pays. I mean, we've kind of, wait, I thought there was, scroll back up, Eric. I thought I added 4. Wait, hold on. Did I?
I know, me too.
I don't know. Maybe we should wrap up. Do you guys want thoughts? I don't want it. Chat.
Closing thoughts.
One more video? One or two more video? Or?
Honestly, I haven't heard Kiki say anything.
Kiki's been silent. I think she's shy, like Brian said.
No.
That's Kiki, by the way. Okay. So, trying to think, what was my last thing here that I wanted to discuss? It was.
I don't know. All I know, the only thing that comes up for me, I want to say respect to you as a Christian for saving yourself for your husband.
Wait, but that's.
Final thought. What? What's the hang up, bro?
Oh, well,
just offering final thoughts. She said she wants to save herself for her husband.
She's had sex.
After.
So have I, but I'm saving myself from my wife.
Okay, I see.
And then to you, I hope that you find a guy who changes your mind on men and just you have a really healthy relationship with.
Thank you.
For all you guys in general, too.
What'd you say?
For all you guys in general, too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Obviously, I want all of you guys to find the men that you're looking for.
I hope Emmy finds a Zack facsimile.
Yes.
That is similar.
We need to find a straight up tank for Emmy.
Who do we know? Do we know anyone, Chase?
I know a few dudes that are tanks.
Are you on the prowl?
Most of them have girlfriends. And he's like, yes, I want my tank. I want my M1 Abrams.
Set me up. Hit my line.
And I hope you find your 7-foot giant.
I never said 7
You didn't have to say it.
We knew.
By the way, last chance, guys. If you have any last minute questions, get your super chats in.
Do you guys have any questions for us? Like anything else?
We did body.
I mean, I could ask questions all night.
Yeah, same here. But we do have one here, $5 super chat that just came in. We'll do it just because why not? What do women think about their boyfriend not wanting them to go to clubs with their friends? So would you guys have an issue if your boyfriend said, hey, don't go to the bars, don't go to the clubs. I don't want you to go to bars and clubs or parties.
Yeah, that's controlling.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Red flag.
I would let them. If you have trust in them, then you shouldn't be worried about them going to a club.
No. He has an issue with you going to the club.
With me?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
Jordan, that is your name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've gotten it correct 3 hours later.
Yeah, I feel like if there's no trust there, then that is a red flag. You should be able to go out with your friends, at least every once in a while. Not saying every weekend I need to go out with the girls to go to the bar or the club or whatever. But
How often do you guys go out? Would you say every weekend?
Thursday through Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
So every
Every
chance you
week?
get.
Yeah.
Wait,
every
hold on.
chance.
She's looking for that tank.
I
Gotta
am.
find him.
I'm totally looking every night.
So you were in a 2-year relationship that ended a month ago.
Yeah.
Were you going out Thursday through Sunday when you were with your boyfriend?
I was going out with, well, he broke up with me technically 2 days after I got here, after I moved here.
Bro, she was hanging out with her coworker Thursday through Sunday.
Well, what about back home?
Back home, I only went out with him. I didn't go out with anyone else.
Okay.
Well, besides my coworker.
Yeah, so how often do you guys go out?
Wait, you and your coworker would like go out together?
No, not one-on-one.
Okay.
But like in a group.
Is he a tank?
A little
a
smaller
tank.
than my ex, but he was. I don't know,
Jesus.
Still somewhat of a tank though.
a little. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
She was eyeballing. She's monkey
For
branching.
for
That was a
sure.
monkey branch. Swinging on over to the next guy. I can see what happened.
In a different world, would you date your coworker? Under different circumstances?
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. we
Yeah.
would. Yeah.
There it
Rip.
is.
Rip. And thus ends a 2-year relationship. Okay. So all of y'all would have an issue with your guy saying, hey, I don't want you to go bars and clubs anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys over here at the table, would you have an issue with your girl, serious girlfriend, going to bars and clubs, parties regularly?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would not be dating a woman that was constantly going out to bars and clubs. No
Same.
way.
Ditto.
I don't go out
Zero.
regularly though.
Yeah, I think there's a big
don't.
difference
Yeah, I think
between
there
like
is a difference.
regularly
Like,
and just like
sometimes,
every
like a
once in a
special
while.
occasion, maybe like a
Yeah.
celebration.
Special occasion, different.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I think that's okay.
Regularly throwing on tiny dresses and going out to clubs.
What
and
about
getting
once
drunk,
a
week?
dude. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But like, there's definitely girls that they still want to do that shit, but they got a boyfriend on the regular, like weekly,
Well, is she like purpose? Well, yeah, I guess that's a
especially if
little
they're
bit-
young, like in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
I
also
mean,
weird if it's like not an invite thing, because I feel like at this age, it's like if people are going out and stuff, like why do you have to go out separately?
Like, why don't you
to
go
the club?
together?
Yeah.
it's a red flag if you're going out by yourself without your significant other.
I'll
Yeah.
give my take on
Frequently.
this. So, I don't drink much. I don't really party. I don't go to bars. I don't go to clubs. So, just on that metric alone, I don't want to date a woman that also does that stuff, because it's just like a mismatch in terms of commonality. But the other thing is it's just different for men and women going out.
Absolutely.
It's a different experience. So I would have I'll hook up with a girl that's going to bars and clubs, but the moment she says, I want something serious, it might not even get to that point if she's like going out to bars and clubs and stuff, partying regularly. So if a girl says to me, Brian, I want to be monogamous with you, I'm going to say, okay, here, you can't go to bars and clubs anymore. That's my condition for you getting my commitment. You want me as your boyfriend, here are my terms. So, because for me, it's an issue.
Is it an issue because you're concerned that she's looking for other attention, or that she's going to get other attention even if she isn't looking for it? What's the issue there? What's the red flag?
It's a couple things. So, she could be totally loyal and she could have no intention of hooking up with some other dude while she's at the bar or club. But the fact of the matter is, when you introduce alcohol into situations, you introduce her single friends. Single friends are like pretty much the fucking worst thing for a relationship, by the way.
Preach.
You just had an argument. There's another hot guy. Like, it's just a recipe for infidelity.
Yeah.
So I don't want to date a woman that puts our relationship at risk. And going to bars, clubs, and parties, in my view, puts your relationship at risk. So,
I would agree with
and
that.
by the way, I just want to add, it's not about me controlling the girl. You can do whatever you want. We're we're not going to be in a relationship
serious,
anymore.
Yeah, and I think a lot of guys will like just stay silent, not be okay with it, and it's kind of like a check in the box for her. It's like, oh, she likes going out with her friends.
Yeah.
And then
They'll
also
just kind of swallow sadness.
Yeah, I guess a lot of guys do that now. They don't communicate with their girlfriends.
Yeah.
And also with my experiences downtown, like everyone's single in there. It doesn't matter. And I've seen like just terrible shit guys will like do to girls when they're just like alone with their friends or they'll get approached. It's a recipe for disaster for a girl in a committed relationship. So I would say it's a huge red flag, and probably in a committed relationship, it's not okay with me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard stories of people cheating. Like, it's more often than not. I mean, there's alcohol involved. It happens. Oh, it was an accident. It was a mistake. Alcohol's involved. You're in a party environment. So it's just, if you're doing that, I think you're putting your relationship at risk. So also, it's just different between men and women. As men, if we go to a bar or nightclub, we're going to stand there the whole night alone. If we go out alone, for example. As a girl, if you go to a bar or club alone or a party, dudes are going to be talking to you. Dudes are going to be coming up, hitting you up, trying to buy you drinks, whatever it may be. As a guy, you can just go to a party. You can talk to nobody the entire night. Ain't nobody coming in to talk to you. So it's kind of a different thing. Men and women, we flirt in different ways. Women, the way you guys get men is by showing up. Men, we have to proactively go out and approach, like we have to go out and do the approach or whatever. So, yeah. Girls, you can come in on this.
No, that makes sense. Like, I think I would be upset if like my significant other was like, no, you can't go out, but I also don't go out regularly. So I'd be like, okay, well, like the one time I do want to go out to like celebrate or like go and dance with my friends, like you're going to tell me no, what the fuck? But I think like it's different if they're going out regularly. Like I wouldn't want my partner to do that either. So
Yeah.
I understand that.
If he says I can't go out, then he can't fucking go out either. That's how I feel about it.
I never go out.
Like with
That's
my
fine with me.
like with my ex.
I agree with that.
Yeah, with
if
my
he's
ex.
like, you can't go out, but he goes out partying all the time,
Yeah.
it's like, yo, what's
Yeah,
going on
that's like
here?
that's weird. Like my ex threw a party and didn't invite me, and then the one time I went out with one of my friends, he was pissed and did not talk to me for the whole night.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would say it is still, even though I don't go out, I think it's still different between men and women.
Do you guys all go out? You said you don't go out that often.
Not very often, no.
I started to when I came here, but like I do stay in sometimes because I just get drained. But like, but I go with my girl right here, so.
Okay. What about you, Jordan? Do you go out?
It's either Saturday or Thursday. Depends how much schoolwork and actual work that I'm doing.
But like you go out somewhat regularly.
Somewhat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys going out to bars, clubs, parties? Where are you guys going out?
I'm either drinking at my house because I like making mixed drinks. I like making my friends
You drink
drinks.
alone?
No, I don't.
We're talking about going out.
But going out, it's State Street, yeah. So
Okay.
the clubs and stuff.
Where do you go out?
Okay, so it depends. Like back in San Diego, maybe like once a week or something, we would go to a club. But since I came here, we just go to like the parties that are like down in DP. But that's about it. Yeah.
Okay.
If I go out, it's usually clubs.
Okay. What about you, Amy?
Just parties.
Okay. When you guys go out, how often do you guys get hit on by guys? Is it like every time, 50% of the time?
I never, but she does all the fucking time.
You never get hit on?
I don't. Well, also like, I don't know.
Or is it just not by the tanks that you want to hit?
No, by no one. By no one.
Okay.
You don't get hit on.
No.
You know what though? I think times are changing. Like men are scared to go up to women.
Yeah.
There is that.
Like,
risk.
There is that.
It's like men are also with dating apps. Like they don't have to. Like in the past, like if you wanted a girl and you didn't have a girl, you had to do it in person. Mm-hmm. But now with social media and dating apps, so like a lot of men can get by just doing the app thing. It fucking sucks on the apps, but they can still get women that way. So
Metal and Bones said he doesn't believe you, Emmy. He believes that you get hit on when you go out.
Maybe I'm just too drunk, but I don't.
Okay. How often do you get hit on when you go out?
Pretty frequently.
Okay. Like 70% of the time, every time.
couple times a night.
I would say like at least every time.
Okay.
Almost at least every time. My roommates are there just like recording too. Like.
Okay.
I'd say pretty frequently, almost every time I go out.
It's funny because when as guys, when we go out, it's like not very common for us to get hit on by a girl. Unless like, you know, you go out and there's like some thirsty girl and she's like throwing herself at you. It's like pretty rare, wouldn't you guys say?
Decently rare.
Super
Depends
rare.
how handsome you are.
Super rare. I'm 33. I've been hit on like out and about maybe twice. 2 times. You guys have probably been, that's how much times you guys have been hit on in a night.
But you also never go out, so.
When I was younger, I went out.
Okay.
A little bit. Even then, though, I was not a huge fan of it, and I was never a big drinker ever. But yeah, I mean, but even just like girls sliding into my DMs, like even that, like girls really aren't initiating like that.
How often do guys slide into your guys' DMs?
Oh, a shit ton.
Like, what's that? How
like
often?
a shit ton.
Like once a day, new guy?
No, like multiple times a day.
How many followers do you have?
Dude, you only have like 3 photos on your Instagram.
Yeah.
How many followers do you have?
Only 1,400.
Okay.
And you're every day.
Yeah.
How
well,
many?
it's because I'm on Tinder. That's why.
Oh, and you have your Instagram on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple times a day.
You connected to Tinder too, or are these just like followers you already had?
Like mix of both, but.
Okay.
Multiple times a day, mostly from like TikTok too. So.
Do you have a big TikTok following?
I have like a decent.
What's your TikTok?
So how many TikToks?
Shout it out. Let's get you some followers.
How many TikTok followers do you have?
I have 36K.
Me too.
Yeah.
OMG.
What do you guys
twins?
post?
Damn, that's impressive.
That is impressive.
For me, I can be funny
are you doing
sometimes.
are you doing the dances?
No, I'm so bad at dancing.
Yeah,
actually.
I don't do the dances either.
Like I did like cheer, but I just can't do TikTok dances. I look like I'm just tall. I just look weird, just throwing my limbs around. But
I feel that.
I just like post like relatable content or like just I could be funny, you know.
I had a bigger following, but then I like couldn't decide on like what content I wanted because I started off with like finding like super cool spots like in my hometown that like no one knew about, and then it kind of went to changing to.
Okay, forget the TikTok. How often are dudes sliding into your DMs? That's
yeah,
what I wanted to know.
That's right. It's been such a long day. I would say it's only like. I would say it's pretty rare, just because. I don't know. I don't really post that much, and it's only people I really know.
Doesn't happen on TikTok that often.
I stopped really posting on there either. I like don't really like go on social media as much these days.
Well, that'll do it. Gotta
Yeah,
be in
I
front of
don't.
people for people to slide in.
Question for you guys though: do you like when girls are forward? Like if they slide in DMs, or like I know like I've had friends who've like written their name and number on a receipt and like given it to like their waiter or like the guy working the cash register. Do you find that attractive when a girl is forward, or are you guys like turned off by it?
Zach, do you want to start off?
I would say that's attractive.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that's attractive for sure.
It's not that it's necessarily attractive to me. Like I wouldn't be more attracted to a girl if she did that. Thank you. I wouldn't be more attracted to a girl if she did that, but like that is a huge green flag for like a successful relationship, because the best relationships I've had were ones where the girl made a move on me first. I don't know why that is, but it's just like a pattern I've noticed. So it's not like it's more attractive, but when it happens and I'm interested in the girl, it's like, yo, we're probably going to do really well. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it when women initiate like that. I think as far as it being, I don't know if it's so much like, it's not, I don't think it makes a girl more attractive, but like, do I genuinely super appreciate it? 100%. 100%.
I also think women should shoot their shots more often.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they don't, sadly.
Yeah.
Rare. It's rare.
What's the face?
I don't shoot my shot.
I don't either.
Yeah,
It's
we
really
can ask
rare.
them. Like, have you guys ever
I've done it.
approached a guy or like slid into a dude's DM? Wait. Go ahead. Actually.
Like I've done it once, and
Were you successful?
I was, But it's
100% success
100%
rate.
success rate. Very impressive.
So it was, I've done it once and it was successful, but it's just like, I don't know, I like it when a guy does it too, because, I don't know, it's much.
Yeah, I'd say women prefer being initiated upon.
You want to feel desired and pursued?
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty traditional.
I think men are starved for feeling wanted by their partner.
Definitely.
It's a big thing.
Like how men are not complimented, they're not approached, they're not hit on, they're not made to feel even sexually desired a lot of the time. So I think I would say to women, if you do, whether it's just initiating, you're approaching him, or even on the sexual front, like I think guys will really remember that. Like if you hit on a guy, be it in person or something, he will probably remember that shit for the rest of his life. You probably can't even remember half the dudes who have tried to hit on you, so it'll make like a really big impact on a guy, I think. So
yeah, I'll say too on that note, like one of my first girlfriends was very good at like expressing her desire for me. It felt so good. It made the relationship so good. And I think that's a lot of things that women are like reluctant to do for any number of reasons. Sometimes it's because they just don't have a tremendous amount of desire for the guy. But like if a woman does have a lot of desire for the guy, like you should totally act on that. Because he's right. Like a lot of guys don't, even like, really good looking guys, like we don't often feel as desired as we are when we're in relationships. And it feels very good to receive that. So
facts.
Yeah.
So Emmy, like what was the time that you hit on a guy? If ever?
I shoot my shot by looking at them.
You look
and then I hope
such
that
a
they come up to
classic.
me.
All right.
It's classic all women.
Yeah.
So
Staring
okay,
them
you
down.
see your ideal tank of a man. You're just gonna look. You're not gonna go up to him. You're gonna make an exception, right?
If it's I would.
What would you do? Okay, do it to Zack. How would you? Sorry, I don't have to put you on the spot like that.
Zach's so ready.
I feel like if I saw like my ideal type, I would see them in the gym, so I would go
I'm there.
up to them.
Oh shit, you'd approach in the gym.
Yeah.
Okay, that takes
I would
balls.
go up to them and just be like, "Oh hey, like what are you hitting today? Like can I work in with you?"
What are
or
you
something?
hitting today? And
he responds and
Yeah.
he goes, "You." What do you say?
Yeesh.
I will take him with me.
She's like, okay.
You'll fuck
You can
right
come
there on
with
the
me. Yeah.
lifting
On
platform.
the bench, yeah.
Since you put it that way, if I saw like a dude that's like my like person that I want, I would approach them. Like, if like somebody like you desire or something.
What do you say? Well, okay.
What's your
Demo.
line?
Let's see it.
What do you say?
Quick. He's
Okay.
walking. Quick.
I just go up to
Yo,
them and
say it.
I just start. I make a small conversation. Maybe if I like their outfit, I'll say something about like their clothes, or like
Okay.
if their haircut is cute. I don't know. There's just like something about them.
That's solid.
Oh, that'll
That's good.
stick with a man too. You compliment his haircut.
Yeah, like a haircut. I
in.
know they like that. So
Boom.
Yeah.
She's got game. She's got game.
She does have game.
Let's do a last minute do we want to do video? It's getting late.
What is it? What is the video?
It's like, I don't think it's going to be that.
Skip it.
I don't think it's going to, well, maybe for another time. We're running late here. Okay, so I think that's it. We're all caught up on Super Chats. I'm going to wrap up here. Last chance.
Any closing thoughts from you guys? Any closing questions? Cool. We're ready,
Anything?
guys.
Good.
I'm all right.
We
Good
good?
set for right now.
I'm straight Gucci.
Gucci. Okay, cool. So we're going to wrap up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You could have been doing anything else, but you're here with me. Appreciate that. We'll be live again Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Guys, give the video a like and leave a comment on your way out for the algorithm. Big thank you to the wonderful panel. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time, guys.